Dermot Brereton and Dennis Cometti ready to go. Boys, your thoughts, Gary? Who's going to win?
Well, I think Collingwood should win. It's just the margin that probably will be in doubt, and that's taking nothing away from brave St Kilda, but the tactics will be interesting.
Already St Kilda have got 1, 2, 3 players loose in the back line. Calling the action on AFL 9, Dennis Cometti.
Grab the sandbags and away we go. McKee was up, missed it, fell at his feet. Hayes met very solidly. Hamill grabs it, gets a hand pass away to Thompson. Kicks it out wide. Missed out there by Bathiris. Calzado did well, got the hand pass across to Lawrence, who kicks inside the 50. Clement was up, couldn't hang on. Johnson won it on the ground. Steinford nicely done. This is Cloak. Cloak at half back. Space to run in, as you'd expect. This kick important. Plenty of Saints back there. Two of them up. As a result, they spoiled each other. Rocker, almost the crumb. Voss got a hand pass away at close quarters. Oliver's hand pass okay. This is Black, comes out wide. Close to the boundary line. Stephen Milne, excitement machine, kicks down towards left half forward. He wants the boundary line, and that is centimetre perfect.
It certainly is. And well, the man at full forward for Collingwood tonight is Simon Prestigiacomo.
Yeah, it's extraordinary, Eddie. Jason Cloak had the first ball that went forward for Collingwood and kicked to probably a 5-on-1 contest. So we didn't get any indication of what the tactic will be there from young Clokey. So perhaps when one of the more experienced boys gets the footy, we might get a clue.
McKee gets the tap for Collingwood. Slapped forward by Steinford. Collingwood have the numbers at the ball as Loney kicks forward on the half volley. It was Lucuria. Good play there by Lawrence. He lies on top of the ball. The umpire will bounce pretty much on centre wing.
Eddie, if they went man-on-man Collingwood at that in the first probably 15 seconds, they would have had one defender. That was all that the Saints had in their forward 50. So it is going to be a long night. And hopefully it'll be an intriguing night.
More like rugby league every week, with the teams lining up facing each other rather than next to each other. At the back of the pack, it's Callaghan who gets the tap working. This is Black to Lawrence on centre wing. Has players in the middle of the ground, and that's where he's going to head. He kicks it wide out to Voss. Voss to Rewalt, the rising star winner from last week, who kicks inside 50. But he suffers a similar fate. There's no one there except for Collingwood players. Now they come. Here comes the cavalry. Schwartz to Milne. The stepper. He loves this, but he's caught and he drops the ball. Umpire says he was grabbed and is given the free kick. Just got a little handball out, says the umpire. You can see it there on the screen.
Yeah, he didn't have possession in the end there. I watched him before the game. The whole team was doing handball drills. He was the one exonerated from the drill and did nothing but kick at goal. So he's probably their one designated goal kicker tonight.
37 goals, 22 in 22 games of football. Stephen Milne, hard up against the boundary line, 50 metres out.
Look at Lockyer crowd him. They know that he wants to play on. That's the way he plays this game.
So Milne comes in. There's a bit of a gallop up. Kicks to the goal square. It's going to be close. All up, and it's punched through for a rush behind. And that could be the score of the first half.
That could win it.
St Kilda are a point. Collingwood are yet to score 3 minutes in.
Get on the rush behind for the top scorer of the night, I reckon.
Lockyer to himself. Runs away. Steinford the target. Almost. Leads back in the race opposed to Baker. It's out of bounds. Son of a gun. Slaps the thigh. Boundary throw in. Bench for Collingwood. In the foreground, Brodie Holland, 8 goals, back in round 2 against the West Coast Eagles at the MCG. Tossed in, Noble and McKee, how will they call it? St Kilda's free, Noble to get it, advantage wasn't paid. Up ahead, there was a strong tackle on Baker, who was taken down by Burns. Here's what the umpire had to say. The umpires tonight, Coates, Schmidt and Wen.
There's a bit of half free kicks on about 2 or 3 different infringements there. None really to get the chocolates, but I reckon the umpire thought, put them all together, you can have it.
Noble goes backwards. This is Thompson. Short one is on to Lawrence. In space on the wing. Can take it and go. Takes on Buckley. Goes back towards the middle. Goes very short. Black on the lead. Comes back to Lawrence. He runs to the attacking 50 from 55 metres out. Sets it long towards full forward. Hayes, did he interfere? Not according to the umpire. 15 metres away in perfect position. The man we were talking of earlier, having a wonderful season, should kick the opening goal right here. Lenny Hayes.
It's a good effort by Stevie Lawrence.
Yeah.
Took the opportunity, saw some space, put his head down and ran really hard and covered 15 or 20 metres.
Point blank range. They extend their lead.
The only point of contention, Dermot, in the whole passage of play was the mark.
Yep.
How did you see it?
Look, I thought that there was a little bit of something there. We'll watch it come up again. But you'd have to say one thing. Steinford knew he was out of spot and he went forward very easy. And that's a half either way. Now, look, that could be a costly score, but as long as they're consistent with it all night, you'll wear it. That's no free for me, but consistency we want.
So St Kilda 1-1-7 lead Collingwood yet to score with 16 minutes remaining in the opening term.
I'd imagine Mick Malthouse wouldn't be too happy with the effort. It was a half free kick, but you'd like a bigger commitment from you.
Buckley knocks it forward. Pushing it back, going Collingwood's way. We'll go to Lockyer. Umpire will bring it back. Getting out wide is Cloak. That's where he'll go. Cloak drifts down on the forward 50, takes the mark under pressure.
He's a good kid, isn't he? He has a real dip. He plays with the verve and the fire of someone with about 50, 60 games under their belt.
No shortage of courage with Jason Cloak.
Yeah, he's settled into senior footy, hasn't he? This is probably the first time they've really been exposed to like a super flood, the Collingwood team.
Back it goes to Johnson, who'll go up the middle of the ground. A worm burner. Comes out to Burns, breaks one tackle, breaks two, gets it over to Clement, inside to Steinford, handballs back to Burns, looking for some space, Lockyer on the left foot, a high up and under, and that will find no one except the bloke in the third row of the stand, and the free kick will go in the back pocket to Capuano for the Saints.
Gaz, they've just got to clear the ball from that area quickly, get it 30 metres around, not 3 or 4.
Well, they are trying as Capuano kicks out on the full. They are trying to get it inside and just the smallest gap they're looking for, but at the minute it's tight. This is a whole new brand of footy.
Lockyer wants to play on. The umpire insisting. It's a boundary throw, and as you heard, didn't cross the line. This may upset the crew.
Oh, so it never re-entered the field of play. It didn't either. Oh, actually.
Well, it may have just cut the corner. That's very tight, isn't it?
The rules used to state many years ago that you used to get another kick. The ball had to re-enter play.
Boundary throw in the pocket then. Capuano in front, directs it down. Begley, nicely done. Play with some polish, drives to the outer side. Buckley almost, fell in front. Diving on a Thompson. He's claimed from behind. Held in, says the umpire. Will have a ball up. St Kilda 7, Collingwood yet to score.
In that situation, that is a great result for St Kilda. So make no mistake, they'll look for ball ups and out of bounds more tonight than you've ever seen in a game of footy.
McKee got the tap to Burns. Davis goes backwards to Cloak. Kicks into the centre of the ground. Leon Davis is the man under the pack for Collingwood. It falls to Johnson. Looking for the handball. He finds Burns. Open goal. Left foot snap is offline, is it? Just offline, and it's a point to Collingwood. Must make the most of the opportunities tonight, the Magpies. It's 7 points to 1. We have played 8 minutes in the opening term. And Scott Burns tries to ride it home on the left foot. And as you can see, he wasn't happy with the result.
Good year for Scotty Burns. He's got a few teammates that have stood up and given him some assistance, and he started to wind the clock back a little bit.
Heath Black to bring it in. Runner-up in the best and fairest at the Dockers last season. Averaged 24 possessions a game. Runs to the pocket. Kicks short of the wing. Clement.
Well, there's the evener, Dennis. Bit of a shove there. So they are going to be consistent on a little nudge in the back.
Freeborn down towards the attacking 50. Look at that surface. Colonial in great nick.
It's very hard out there, Dennis, I must say.
Is it?
The ground is very hard.
Having said that, if that was an evener, that non-rewarded free kick, you'd prefer them right in front of goal.
Like room service. Here's Wakeland. Well, how about this? They've conceded 50 metres to go to the opposite side of the ground. Johnson, Davis, swings it wider. McKee, anything on out there? No. Back they come. Nick Davis, midfield. It's an interesting game.
This is fantastic footy. It makes you think. It makes you think outside the square of football that we've all been brought up with in the schoolyard.
You're kidding. Cloak goes in short. Johnson had it knocked away.
It's like watching the German soccer team in about 1972, this.
I reckon it's brilliant.
He gave it to Cloak. You've got to be patient. It breaks down now. Callaghan gave it to Black, to Lawrence. He's at centre-half back. Not much on offer. Virtually the up and under. Angles it towards the boundary. This is something new. Whether it's exciting or not remains to be seen.
Yeah, I think the jury's out, but I can say that what I've seen in the first 5 minutes, I haven't quite seen anything that's going to beat the flood, if you know what I mean, Dim.
Yep.
I mean, the transfer of ball's obvious, but actually penetrating and getting inside where all the numbers are, I've yet to see anything that's going to be too effective.
Too high. Burns will get the free kick.
He's finding a bit of it already.
Everyone's going to find a bit tonight.
Yep. Oh,
Bit of panic stations. Burns, Lockyer, plenty of space. It comes to Davis. He looks for his brother in arms. Leon Davis, out he comes. Prestigiacomo is the man for Collingwood, leading Hudson to the ball. Max did well, got to the front, took it to the boundary line. Umpire said it was over, throw in. Half-forward flank for Collingwood on the Docklands side of Colonial Stadium with 12 and a half left. It's 7-1.
now we all know Leon Davis.
That's the forward line, by the way, boys, for
Yep.
St Kilda.
Well-
You could build a block of flats up there at the moment.
You could build several. What about the pace of Stephen Baker to catch Leon Davis then?
The curious kick was smothered. Lawrence going nowhere, and a ball up about 60 metres out from the attacking goal for Collingwood as we go down to Tony Jones. Tony?
I tell you what, this crowd is building up nicely. The top deck's just about chock-a-block, and gee, I'll tell you, they'd get around about 40 easy.
Well, the Saints have got a big following, and after last week, their hopes are high.
You know
Another
what
bounce.
will be interesting tonight is you'll find players with the footy that get more footy tonight than perhaps they ever have, and then you find out how comfortable they are with it. Some will panic, some will get very comfortable with the footy in their hands because they're going to hold on to it a bit longer than they normally will.
Another bounce down then. Fraser taps it, landed virtually at his feet. Lawrence, who's been busy, got it to Milne, looking for the boundary, and/or Noble on the bounce. The latter grabs it. Noble hooks it back towards half forward. Burns with courage, couldn't quite. Now Voss running away from his own goal. Great handball. Callahan, 75 metres out. Well done by Clement. Battle of strength. Peeled off from Schwartz, took the mark, swings it towards the outer side. Nick Davis, metres in the clear forward of half-back.
Over the top to Lucuria on centre wing. Collingwood have finally got some space. Rocker is the man in the pocket. It's out in front of him. He'll have to take it on the bounce. Gets away from Rewald. Kicks it in, but it's only St Kilda players back. One of them is Lawrence. Backwards to Hamill. Lawrence gets upended by Rocker behind play. It comes to Black, who heads for the boundary line. Here's a chance for Leon Davis. Cleans up Capuano. Throw in, says the umpire, and the ball is inside Collingwood's forward 50.
Good contest by Leon Davis there, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Big Anthony Rocker throwing a bit of weight around as well. Which is good to see.
Boundary throw in, 40 metres out from Collingwood's attacking goal. They trail by 6 points. Hayes has the only goal of the match. Rucks go at it. Fraser clean possession, turns round, kicks and misses. The high.
They are the half chances that when goals we suspect they're going to be so hard to come by that those little half chances become so important. Jason Clark, the player now that's gone loose down in defence, you probably put your less creative types across the half back line in a situation like this, and Nick Davis was down there early. Get him up around the footy and let him use his foot skills to try and create something.
Black goes for distance, high ball, knocked forward by Freeborn. Lawrence again, this is Noble on the wing, looks down towards half forward, and his best kick, bounces to half back. Cloak comes away from half back, was pushed in the back, he'll get the free kick. It won't be relayed, but back towards half back. A kick for young Cloak, who's been most impressive, a pleasant surprise for Magpie supporters.
Trent Noble coming on the burst as much as Trent Noble can. He all of a sudden has to learn how to find the boundary line. It's a skill that would be foreign to them at the moment.
He has to go sideways from goal, really.
Seventh possession for young Cloak. Buckley yet to have one for Collingwood. They're certainly marking him as it comes to Loney in the middle of the ground. Goes out wide to McKee. This is where it's just stopping.
In all seriousness, the best player on the ground tonight could be the 15th in line in possessions, Gary. It's just whoever uses it the best, the cleanest hands, the best decision maker.
Johnson does well to Batheris. Looking for Prestigiacomo. Underneath the ball, it's punched away. Front and square players required. Saints have got the numbers. Back to Rewald. Bit of pressure now is applied, but they've got the numbers back again. Black, left foot transfers play. Capuano, Buckley underneath him. Did well, Capuano, and he took a strong mark.
Had a good game last week, Matty Capuano.
Go back behind. You can't shepherd the mark, Tomo. Go back behind.
Led the umpire. So Capuano from the back pocket.
Shepherd the mark. Right there.
Hudson is on short. Just the 15 takes the mark. Defensive 40, St Kilda. Lead by 5 points. Collingwood zone off. Handball's on. Callaghan under pressure. Kicks to nobody. McKee. It'll come straight back. If McKee can win what we'll call a foot race, Dennis.
Yes, barely.
Over the top to Prestigiacomo. Running on is Lockyer. Now Prestigiacomo looks up. He has Freeborn on. Burns is on at 50. Didn't get back quick enough. So Freeborn on centre wing looks up and sees all but 3 players in front of him on the ground. Lucuria.
This is what it's all about. It's using the ball to best advantage. Don't panic. Even if you think you've got a quick burst, unless you can reach the goal square with it or better, don't play on and burst. You've got to use the ball wisely. Don't panic.
McKee drifts forward, takes the mark. Buckley in the goal square with Prestigiacomo. 5th touch for McKee is called play on. Short. Out to McGough.
This is where they need Anthony Rocker side on to take one of those marks.
McGough up to the goal square. Buckley from behind gets his hands. Tackles on. Hudson throws it out. Schwartz hits on the chest. Touch play on. Around the corner, Davis goes to Burns and he'll take the mark and line up. 40 metres out, pretty much directly in front.
And Eddie, they're going to get their first real shot at goal because of forward line pressure. Now, what they're going to have to concede is that when the ball gets in there as rarely as it will, once it gets there, you are just going to have to work your tail off that hard to try and create something, make something happen.
There is the tactic then to get the ball in as deep as possible and make them get it out.
Work and work once it's in there.
Burns comes in, needs the goal, the Magpies, and they hit the front by a point.
Oh, I think that is about as succinctly as we can put it, Dermot, is to belt it in there and get as many in there and fight your tail off.
Belt it in there if you can see there's relatively equal numbers, because Naya's kicking in it if there's a 1 on 5.
Well, but you won't get equal numbers tonight, will you?
Well,
I know 1 on 5.
An equal numbers. I'm talking about a 2 on 3, a 3 on 4, something like that, where they at least can place pressure in there.
One-two plays 1-1. Just under 8 minutes till quarter time. Call it evolution. Play restarts. McKee goes up, wins it down. McGough nicely worked. Loney in trouble. Back to McGough. Plenty of support. Fraser steps around, goes out very wide. Lucuria leads in the race. Awkward bounce for him. Voss arrives, so good last week. One at the boundary line, holding the ball surely. Good tackle. Lucuria gets the free best and fairest winner for the Magpies last season. Comes back. Nick Davis wasn't 15. Johnson inside the centre square. Takes them on one bounce down towards half forward. Fraser surrounded by teammates. Little 1-2 with Buckley. Fraser unloads. Long bomb towards right full forward. Jostling down there. Spills to Capuano. Schwartz in the pocket. Milne. He can run it away. Up to left half back. Milner's second bounce. Arches the back now as he's challenged. Johnson picked his pocket. Taken down. Boundary throw in.
Oh, hello. Milne having a go at Buckley on the boundary line. Buckley will get the free kick.
And Bucks is indicating to Stephen Milne that is that twice. A little bit aggro there.
So the Collingwood skipper trying to get himself into the game here. It's a bit of a slap there from Stephen Milne. Umpires call play on now. Buckley from a standing start puts it down the throat of Josh Fraser at half forward. The lead is from Davis. It's cut off, zoning off, left, right and centre. Prestigiacomo offers the lead, comes forward. Nice play there by Begley, but kicks to a teammate on this occasion in Del Santo.
He can play, this kid. Very big rap for him. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's playing his third. He's a veteran of 3 games, Gary, and he's probably in St Kilda's best 2 or 3 ball users.
Baker, Capuano inside the centre square. All Collingwood across half-back, Cloak yet again.
Yeah, it tells me that St Kilda haven't been too drilled in the style of play either. Why would you bang away knowing that you're going to have a 2 on 5 or 2 on 6?
Yeah, footballers.
He still thought he was playing Pagan's paddock.
He did. I reckon the torpedo tonight is as good a weapon as anything. Because even if it goes off the side of the boot, you know that St Kilda will be set up for a conventional kick, and it just might create something.
This is magnificent. Wakeland got it from Loney down towards half forward. Clement sneaking in behind the defence, slaps it towards the pocket. Rewalt, promising youngster, does very nicely. Trips the light, fantastic. Looped it over the top. Wolf going nowhere. Lockyer, high ball down towards full forward. They come from all directions. Thumped down in front by Davis. Out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Right full forward. Collingwood on the attack. That's generally been the case. And they lead narrowly. Inside 50. Magpies 9. Saints 4. No surprise.
Tell you one thing that won't happen tonight. Backman rushing a quick point so they can get a kick in. Save a goal, because that point could win the game.
Be like an own goal, Dermot.
Oh, yeah.
Hayes kicks out. Here's a chance for McGough in the pocket. He gives the high up and under. They're all up. Rocker from behind. Has he got it? Yes, he has, says the umpire. And Anthony Rocker will take the shot at goal from 40 tight on the boundary line.
Could have been a third umpire job, that one.
I think there was a few pairs of hands on that one. We'll have a look at the
He might have
replay.
got first bite, but did he hit the ground in the second bite?
Gee,
He's got that
Ross
one.
had a go at him.
He bounced off Rewalt and he kicked it up to it.
Off his foot, wasn't it? Never mind, you take it.
Well, you take it. It's not a grab, but you cop it.
28 marks Collingwood, 10 St Kilda. As Anthony Rocker, very tight pocket this one. Won't be looking to pass off, you wouldn't think.
Why not?
48% probability from the pocket. Collingwood by a point. We've played 21 minutes as Anthony Rocker comes in. Kick is on its way. Umpire moves across. The crowd like it. The cheer squad like it. Umpire says no. 1 point. So the Magpies by 2.
I'll tell you what this does do. It makes a mockery of the three umpires. Look at umpire Coates. Totally bored at centre half forward at the opposite end. Just strolling around. He's had enough. Here's Callaghan. Meantime, back at the game in the back pocket. Up towards half back. Del Santo takes the mark. 1-3 play is 1-1. Kilda working it out of defence, and Del Santo getting plenty of advice. Was that Buckley? Probably Buckley on the mark, more to the point. Capuano couldn't hang on. Davis trying to flick it across to Buckley. Almost holding the ball against Thompson. Another call comes. Free kick to Davis.
Here's another call. Torpedo.
55 metres out. Little chip down towards the pocket. Good kick, Fraser.
Good spot. Spotted him up beautifully there. He saw him moving through the traffic. Mate, even though they've got the flood in vogue here, most times backman will still suspect that the ball will go directly to goal or the lead will go up the middle of the ground. And against the traffic flow that is the usual, he went away from the kicker to the pocket. Now, some people might say it's not a great lead. It's a fantastic lead for this game tonight. He's got a shot at goal, 25 out.
Josh Fraser, the #1 pick in the 99 national draft. From 25 metres out, misses to the near side. Collingwood stretched their lead, but not as they would have liked. They lead by 3 points.
2 behinds to Josh Fraser.
Great coaching. It's great coaching here. They're 3 points down, yet Collingwood really are playing all over them. So it's good coaching to keep them in the game.
It is.
They're getting played all over at the moment, St Kilda.
I wonder about the ongoing development for these blokes, though, these young guys.
Yeah, well, that's what you've got to take on board. That's the payoff.
Huge mark by Wakeland. Squares it off to Clement. Clement transfers play, looking and finding his teammate in Locuria. Quick hands onto Betheris. Collingwood on the move now. Kick forward looking for Lockyer in the pocket. He waits and marks.
Well, that's quick movement of the footy. Not only they changed direction, but it was the quick handball that set them up. It meant that Betheris was able to get past one line of this flood, if you like, and set himself up to pass to a leading target.
Lockyer right on the boundary line.
Don't go forward to the mark.
Exciting to have a set shot at goal from about 45 out. He takes the kick, drives it forward. A crowd like this one, do they? They certainly do. So does Tarkin, and Collingwood have got the goal.
Yeah, I'd suggest that anywhere inside 50, if you can make the distance tonight, doesn't matter how tight the angle, You see, having to lead way out to the pocket, but any mark inside 50 is worth its weight in gold here tonight. Don't care if you're out next to Siberia, on the boundary. Take the set shot. It's going to be tough to get them at goals. It's a whole different ball game. It's interesting.
So it's the Magpies by 9 points, approaching quarter time. This is footy's equivalent of rope-a-dope. St Kilda just hanging over the ropes, getting pummeled by Collingwood. And not on the scoreboard so far. The lead is marginal. Knocked down by McKee, socked forward by Collingwood. Buckley, brilliantly done, kicks inside the 50. Now a chance for them. Oh, great mark, Schwartz. He was good up forward early last week, and that was a terrific grab. Lurching back, clutching it. Callahan running out of space, intended for Begley, wide of the mark. Freeborn's got it, and suddenly Grant Thomas has 1 or 2 problems on his mind, I'd suggest. Freeborn to pump it in. 2-4, plays 1-1. Freeborn jabs it hard towards the middle. Del Santo on his chest. That wasn't the spot for it. Goes short.
A lot of Luke Power about him, isn't he? The way he plays. His beautiful drop of the ball onto the boot.
Montagna drives it out towards the outer side wing, and Hamill.
Cloak from behind, got the handball working. Big Steve McKee handballs inside to Johnson, who flicks it out to Loney on the left foot. This is what they want, the Magpies, as Loney runs in and kicks their third. The Loney Ranger.
Well, they're separating the defence now. What they're doing, they're getting numbers down, and they've come straight at them, and they separate the defence, which is what you always try and do, even if there isn't a flood in vogue. You see there, and they go around it there. They've attracted them out to the 50, separate, and they run through it. Yep, there's worrying signs here. Worrying signs for the Saints. Grant Thomas.
Margin out to 15 points now. Suddenly, Collingwood getting some return for their effort. Capuano and McKee go at it again. McKee on the head, actually. Capuano follows up. Charging in was Johnson, did well. Burns to the run of Clement, forward of the wing. Long ball, the 2-on-1. Rockers the one.
Well, the last 2 times they've gone forward, Ryan Loney, one of their longest kicks in the team, as was able to kick a goal from just inside 50. And that time, they won the ball at the centre of the contest, but it was a kick by Clement that had such depth that enabled just 2-on-1, which in this situation is probably a pretty good result. And it was to Rocker's favourite side as well. So it was a wonderful kick. They're getting it into the players' hands that they want to get into at the moment.
Getting centre bounce clearances here too.
Yeah, the blood on his jumper. He's allowed to stay on with that.
No, he shouldn't. No, he should be off and get the jumper clean.
Yeah.
Just checking those centre clearances. 4-1 Collingwood's way. Rocker, 25 metres out. I'm sorry, Saints fans, but this is good for football.
Well, we think that Anthony Rocker, if you have a look at him there, I can't believe that the umpire, now he's talking to him. You have a listen.
Run, come on.
Now, how that wasn't picked up before Anthony, not that it matters that much, because the kick was relatively easy. He's got blood on the jumper, he's got blood on the shorts, and we believe he was bandaged up out on the ground, which...
Well, let's go down to Dr. Peter Larkins, who saw him being stitched up. He's got a cut on his chin, has he, Pete?
Yeah, and he's got a lacerated chin, which may need stitches, but Collingwood did it beautifully, Ed. They got away with it, left him out there, patched it up, put the bandage on. I think they're taking him into the rooms now to do the stitching, but in the meantime, they've snuck a goal, Ed. And he did have blood on jumper and shorts, but again, the umpires didn't see it.
Well, that's the point. It's not so much the kick, it was the fact that he was able to take a strong contested mark against 2 tall defenders. Now, had he been off the ground as he should have been, then the player replacing him may not have been able to do that against 2 big, tall defenders. So they got away with one there.
Shouldn't have scratched him in the first place. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Up goes Josh Fraser. McGough again gets it out to Buckley, who shrugs 2 tackles and then kicks with the left foot up towards Prestigiacomo off hands. Didak is on the ground at ground level, but it's picked up there by Hudson to Rewald, doing well again. Baker flicks it out. Thompson kicks forward. McKee's got back for Collingwood and takes the mark at half-back flank.
Just that little bit of pressure on the ball carrier there, and the kick goes astray, easily picked off at the other end.
48 effective kicks to Collingwood, 22 to St Kilda, and the Magpies go in. 21 points in front. St Kilda a 1-1-7, Collingwood a 4-4-28. The Magpies kicking the last 4 goals of the quarter. For St Kilda, 1 to Lenny Hayes, and for the Magpies, singles to Ryan Loney, Tarkin Lockyer, Anthony Rocker and Scott Burns. We'll take a break as Nathan Buckley has a word to Davis, and the Saints have some reappraising to do at the break. We'll come back with Dermot Brereton and Gary Lyon, 2 coaches of Australia. They'll be able to work out what the Saints should do. We'll find out. This is Friday Night Football, AFL on 9.
He contracts the blood vessels, Ed, and makes them shrink, and that's why it's good for bleeding.
Well, that umpire might need that, because he might get a please explain how he missed that.
But surely the doctor knows the rule as well.
Exactly.
If we're doing this for the right reasons, surely the doctor should pull him off the ground.
Exactly, Dennis. That is an excellent point. Not the first you've made, but an excellent point.
And,
I was due. I know what you're saying,
good
Gary.
luck getting his check if he did that, I can tell you.
Dennis, we got
O'Brien is on for Burns, by the way. O'Brien on for Burns.
Start of the second term and away we go. Tapped down by McKee. Lacuria onto the boot. It bounces down towards half forward. Putting the body in was Holland. Hayes got the opening goal of the game. Swings it out very wide towards the wing. Capuano missed it. Charging through O'Brien. Good to see him back. Buckley down towards half forward. Some indecision. Pushing the back. McGoff's getting the free kick. McGoff, not his best effort. Wanders off the side of the boot. Lawrence goes back on the defensive 50. Across the ground, but Theoris almost. Del Santo lays it off. Rewalt stops, looks back, hooks it across the body towards the wing. Hamill, virtually unsighted, one of their few forwards, has it now. Kicks towards right half forward. Schwartz going back. Buckley came over the top and hard. Now a chance for Davis. Drops it in short. Holland is in the true centre-half back position. His side up by 21 points. Drives it out towards the outer side wing. Didak.
Alan Didak has Davis on in the middle of the ground. His first touch for the night. Ryan Loney. By the way, Carl Steinford and Shane O'Brien are having a beard-growing competition at the moment.
I reckon Steinford's colouring his in too, Ed. He's cheating.
Loney's 7th kick.
Giving himself a bit more of a foliage appeal there.
Finds Tarkin Lockyer. Number 9 coming up for Tarks. Goes back to Davis. Nick Davis goes right back to Cloak. McKee is wide on the Dockland side of the ground. The ball goes over his head. Capuano runs at him. Buckley says, give it to me. McKee just chips forward, and Buckley leads hard and strong and is honoured by his teammate. Didak leads on the chest from Buckley. At half forward, Alan Didak transfers play out to Davis. Beautiful kick, spearing kick, hit him on the chest. Davis decides to go long and strong to the square, getting back as Rewalto. Good play, and he takes the mark in the goal square for St Kilda.
Capable of kicking a long goal, needed another 5 or 10 metres. He's actually inside the centre square, so a bit ambitious, Dennis.
Gary. Rewalt out of defence towards half-back. Clark with courage. Wonderful mark. Breaks away. O'Brien got him, but not in time. Hayes. Nobody inside the forward 50. Milner's running back. It's laid in his path, but too wide. And runs out of bounds. Tony Jones.
Well, thanks, Dan. Well, Stevie Lawrence, one of several Saints to cop an absolute spray from the coach at that quarter-time huddle. Grant Thomas and his match committee worked overtime on the magnetic board. I don't know, are we seeing any signs of a plan B unfolding yet?
There is no plan B.
It's not as aggressive at this stage, the Flood. Not quite as aggressive.
Throw in, Collingwood by 21 points. 3 minutes in to the second term. McKee taps it down to Davis, who crashes through. Good attacking football. Out wide looking for his skipper. Buckley gets back, too strong, too good for Thompson. 6 possession for Nathan Buckley. Looks up. Prestigiacomo offers a lead. Decides to hold it up. Now he chips to the running Lacuria. Diving mark. At half forward flank, Davis has kept running. That's Nick Davis. Brodie Hollands offers a lead. So too Josh Fraser. Kick was onto the chest. Fraser dropped it. And it'll be a throw in.
Probably, had they just been a fraction early and been prepared to go long quickly, they might have got a one-on-one contest. But I guess they're that condition now to hold it up and look. They probably need to look long first of all to see what the situation is inside their forward 50.
Rocker ready to come back on for Collingwood after the stitching. Lawrence to the ground. Leon Davis looking to find some space. O'Brien over the top of the ball. Good play by Baker for St Kilda. Held it in. Lawrence win a second time. So too Del Cento. Hard in there. McGough wraps up. His St Kilda opponent will have a bounce.
I think Little Baker's on the bottom there.
Yep.
Gary, just posing the question with Anthony Rocker, can you get reported for unwrapping somebody else's bandaging so that they bleed again, so they get sent off?
Conduct unbecoming. That's Rule 10C.
It's a serious question. If
Yep.
you were thinking outside the square and you wanted the bloke off the ground.
No wonder you're a champion, Dermot. You didn't even go inside the square, did you, with your thinking?
Magpies by 21 points. Go on, Derm.
I'd have unwound his head, wrapping around his head in the first quarter when he was out there.
A mummy wrapping.
Yeah, he's got to go off. But you're right, you could get nabbed for it. Well put, Ed.
Another bounce.
I wouldn't have done it.
Davis knocked it down. Fraser, did it go 15? Not according to the umpire. Lockyer slaps at Goldwood, putting the body in McGough. He was taken high. He's going to get the free kick.
It's an important free. If you can get a free kick, let's have a listen.
They don't watch it. They don't watch it.
Oh, he's done his best to stay away from him.
He was stiff.
He was stiff.
Very
He's
stiff,
done his
Stephen
best.
Lawrence. 3 free kicks in Kilda, 8 Collingwood.
Well, Coates was starved of decisions first quarter. He wanted to blow the whistle.
Yeah, he probably was. He almost dived under his legs in the end, and I think he's very unlucky. And in a game like this...
Steve, you said enough, mate. Said enough, mate. You said enough.
As we heard, Steve Lawrence copped it from the coach at quarter time. Now copping it from the umpire. Kick from McGough. Trying to come back right to left. Misses.
He's been a bit shabby by foot. Tonight he hasn't had all that much of it yet. Started on the bench there.
Is the area that needs to be improved in his game.
Is it? Yep.
7 touches he's had.
Good play there by Davis. Almost pushed Voss out of bounds. Equally good play by Voss, who kept his head. Baker chips back. 3 Saints. Black to Callaghan, out wide to Capuano and Didac. If it bounces right, he'll have the run of the ball here. Capuano, Didac, almost to use a Dennis committeeism, picked his pocket, but the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. 29-7. Magpies by 22 points. We've played nearly 7 minutes in the second term. 12-5 Collingwood lead in the clearances. And we'll get another one. McGough out the back. Here's Loney on the left foot from 50. He lines up and he's hooked this one badly. Through for a point.
Not bad for the Pies though. You just cannot see St Kilda even scoring at this point in time.
Should have been his bread and butter there for Loney.
He really set up out there wide, almost as a designated sweeper. If they could get it to him, he could have kicked the goal from outside 50.
Boss to Lawrence. Whoops. Stops. Throws it on the boot. Heath Black trying to get through. Hammers a hand pass that bounces high. Del Santo hand passes up in the air. They're under real pressure at the moment, the Saints. Del Santo, well done. Could have been held. Taken to the ground now. Ball locked in. Ball up inside the centre square. Unconventional play, to say the least, by the Saints bringing it out.
Gee, they live on the knife's edge. If you're prepared to play the game in your half of the ground, you've got to be very brave, and they were at least very brave on that occasion. He's a good kid, Del Santo, isn't it? There's not much of him. I like the way he handles the ball. He thinks clearly. A half throw before to get rid of it, but he will put his nose over it for a slightly built lad.
Effective kicks, 18-5 Collingwood's way in this term. Lawrence with the outside of the boot sends play towards the other side wing. Holland just lays it off. Davis accelerates, but pushed as he kicked. Out of bounds on the full. And the Saints catch a break. They trail by 23 points. Just over 13 and a half minutes till halftime.
That was an important touch by young, how do we go, Montagna? Yep. I was down on the ground, Ed, when they ran out. And when he ran past me, this kid, I thought, it's under 19's days again.
Well, he's 18. The boy from Balwyn, Lee Montagna. He kicks to Schwartz, who just marks it in time.
The slide.
Begley.
Right there, that's it.
5th possession for James Begley. Goes into the centre of the ground. That's good football. Thompson back to Begley. Over his head. Has got plenty of time to run back. Thompson Shepherd's Didac off the ball. Saints look up through Lawrence, and Schwartz has drifted down. Rocker's back on the field for Collingwood on the mark.
Max Hodgson's closer on the screen to us. He's snuck down the side. His bottom right-hand corner, just out of screen, but he's going to go inboard.
Just the 15 for Lawrence.
He's working hard, Lawrence.
There's 2 players behind Lawrence at the moment. 12th possession for Stephen Lawrence. Transfers play, and that's a good kick. He waited and he found Voss. 55 out.
It'll test him at this distance.
Brother would be an absolute certainty nearly from here.
Oh, he's better to kick it left foot.
Brett Voss has had 1 kick so far for the night. Josh Fraser gets back on the line for Collingwood. Saints need this one. Trail by 23 points, and Voss comes in.
Good effort.
Gives it a good kick, but in doing so just hooks it and it's through for 1 behind.
Just wonder how long they can persevere with this and in terms of the development of these young players. And I know that the result's all important. They've got to stay competitive. But at some stage, a normal match day structure, you think they can revert to playing the sort of footy that they know so very well.
But you go with the education, Gaz, wouldn't you? When you've got those 11 starting 18 players when they're in the team, just accept it. That's not going to happen at the moment.
Hamill dropped the mark in midfield. Chance for the Magpies now. McKee gave it to Didac. This is Davis, 55 metres out. Will it bounce on? It does. The length of the field for Collingwood.
Well, that's purely created in reality by the cough up on the kick-in mark by these 2 boys here. Aaron Hamill just felt the contact from the back there. All it needed was his teammate there to just say to him, hey, Capuano that is, hey, you've got it, I've protected your back. But he probably felt the body and thought hard contact coming. There was didn't look like Capuano called him in.
Gee, there's a lot of space behind, wasn't there?
Once it broke, yeah.
So from full-back to full-forward for Collingwood, they've got their 5th and have kicked the last 5 goals of the game to lead by 28 points. Lucuria backwards now to Prestigiacomo, who's gone to centre half-back. More familiar territory. Up goes Davis. There's a shepherding free kick. It'll go to Lawrence, who's been busy at half-back. To Thompson now. Wide out to Capuano, to Lenny Hayes. Cloak corrals him beautifully, but the kick from Hayes was absolutely magnificent.
He's talented.
Callahan took the mark. He's a great player, Lenny Hayes.
Yeah, he just needs some support around. He needs these younger kids to grow up real quick.
Callahan gets it going quickly. Getting back was Johnson, who took the mark. Was Xavier Clark pushed over there, Dermot?
A trip, but it was an accidental one, but it's whether the umpires on the evening are going to pay accidental trips or not.
Clement's kick was a beauty to Didac to Lucuria. And James Clement, who kicked out from full-back before nearly to the centre with a drop punt, set up the last goal to the Magpies. Lucuria with his 8th possession, 9th make it. Up to the wing position. That was Rocker off hands. Leon gets it and goes for a gallop. Kicks long. Fraser versus Riewoldt, the 2 young champions. Riewoldt does well to the front to take it to the boundary line. Throw in 30 metres out from the Collingwood goal.
Pace and the ability to carry the footy and cover some ground quickly, and also to kick the ball long with some depth, is finding them out at the moment. Even in that situation, they were able to get a one-on-one contest, Riewoldt versus Fraser, and it's looking a bit shabby for the Saints.
Exciting there, though. A glimpse into the future. The 2 number 1s flying in the forward pocket. They do it again. Fraser, clean possession, snaps. Will it bounce the right way? Not this time. Across the face against the behind post, out of bounds. Opposite pocket, Collingwood 36, Saints 8.
Just when you talked about the progression of these youngsters, totally agree with you guys, but you've got to have your senior players in there to lead the ship.
When I say how long can you go with that? How many weeks could you run with it?
Oh, right, okay, yep.
Del Santo got the hand pass out. Didac holding the ball, wrestled down by Lawrence, who's been a good player, at least in my estimations.
He's made a few errors, Dennis, but he's had a dip, hasn't he? He's probably been their best player in terms of endeavour. He'll never die wondering, Stevie Lawrence.
7 possessions this term, so he's responded to the coach. Out wide, Montagna.
At half-back flank. So Lawrence, 13 disposals all up, 7 as Dennis mentioned. Lawrence for another one. Kicks to the centre of the ground. Buckley from behind, but that was great play. Cocked it high. Players are coming in.
Well, listen,
It's going to be reported here. Let's listen to the umpire.
Reporting for striking. Okay.
Well, there you go. That'll be played at the tribunal.
For striking. All right.
So Buckley has been reported for striking. Let's watch it in isolation. Buckley on the ISO camera. There's the ball. It's got him high, no doubt about that. Buckley protesting he was going for the ball. 50-metre penalty applied. Thompson will line up. And once again, the Brownlow medal favourite will face the tribunal during the week.
It's a hard hit. You know with Nathan Buckley, he's going the ball. It's a hard hit, and at worst, it's a careless charge.
He's the $6 favourite for the Brownlow as Thompson hooks it and through for a point.
Well, he's almost a victim of his own ability to read the play. He read that footy that early that he got past Thompson, and then in order to spoil, he had to sort of hook his left arm back again, and in the end it was untidy, and they'll have a real good look at it.
He almost started pleading his case, defending himself on the spot.
And got support from Andrew Thompson. Not sure how he'd know that, Andrew Thompson, but anyway.
Here's O'Brien down towards half forward. Strong grab taken by Rocker. Back on the ground now. Forward of the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Good kick too. McGough couldn't hang on. Lacuria. Natural left footer. Thompson. Brilliant chase. Got him down. Combs come to Schwartz. Lets a hand pass away. Hunched into the opposite pocket. Bit of feeling suddenly in the game. It's gone up 1 or 2 degrees. Capuano wide. Missed out there initially by Begley. Leading back in the race is Didak, but across the boundary line. It will be tossed in. Just over 9 minutes till the major break. Collingwood 36. St Kilda 9. Nathan Buckley on report. What a contrast. You look back over the last 5 meetings between these two clubs. He's picked up Brownlow medal votes in all of them. 3 3s and 2 2s.
Oh, it was a throw.
El Santo.
Yeah, that's good.
Out very wide again. Content to play at the boundary. Buckley roundly booed.
If he says clear best on ground the game now, the umpire will award the 3 votes to him again, and then will it be decided on the night, or what's the situation there?
Well, traditionally, no is the answer.
No.
Because he has to be the best and fairest player, and clearly if he's reported, the umpire believes he's not the fairest
But what
player.
if he gets off and he's not guilty?
That is one of the anomalies, Gary.
Yep, bad luck. That's why I didn't poll many guests.
That's why the send-off rule's not too flush either. Here's Nick Davis over the top to Alan Didak, has to sit under it and wait, and does it beautifully. Gets the handball working. It comes out to Brodie Holland from 40 metres out. He looks at Rocker in the square, and Rocker takes the mark. Brodie Holland's run into the goal square. Rocker not quick enough. Holding it up. Fourth mark for Anthony Rocker.
You just got to think this through here. Often players can panic in these situations.
Rocker runs around. Is going to kick the banana. And misses.
Extraordinary checking from St Kilda to allow him time like that to run around, stroll around in actual fact. To wonder where was the player that stood inside the mark.
1-2 to Anthony Rocker. Collingwood 5-7, 37 to 139.
They look a little bit flat, the Saints. I reckon they banged their foreheads in against Sydney last week so hard. I reckon they're just a touch flat at the moment.
Hudson. Oh, don't hit him again. He's in the back pocket.
He just needs to get through a game, Maxie Hudson, just to know he can do it.
Could you imagine his insurance agent tuned in tonight? He would have gone to the movies. There's Hudson. Short. This is Baker up towards centre half back.
I wonder they went broke during the week.
So Baker goes backwards this time. Heath Black, opposite pocket, kicks it towards midfield. Del Santo stretches, takes the mark. Working it forward by degrees. 5-7-1-3. Good for percentage so far for Collingwood. Nice breakdown from
That's
this.
play on. He's walked off the line.
Hardly anybody cares. Short to Begley alongside the centre circle. Now.
Gee, Dennis.
No, I didn't mean that in an unflattering way. Begley plays on.
Wrong side.
Hamill on the wing. Looks down towards half forward. Chips it. Well done. Noble 60 metres out. Can't score from here. 37 plays 9. So the next link in the chain, should he decide to go forward, very important, goes across instead. And this is Hamill, 75 metres from goal. Squares it yet again. Some slow hand clapping from Collingwood supporters. This is Voss. On the outer side, Begley goes around Didak, spears the ball in, intended for Clark, getting in behind Rocker, takes the mark, Plays on. Men streaming down the ground. He was like a quarterback looking for the wide receiver, but threw it well wide, or kicked it, shall we say, well wide of Nick Davis.
But the pressure's on. Maxie Hodgson, 2 concussions in successive weeks. Did it well. Got it out to Noble. Davis from behind. Noble's handball was as good as a kick. Into Del Cento. Found some space. Did it well, but it was smothered by Fraser. Over the top. Brodie Holland. Here come Collingwood now running. Out wide. Prestigiacomo has to wait. Back to Brodie Holland. Little chip over the top, and Lockyer is away. If it bounces nicely for him. Begley's there. Has to wait for it. Lockyer heads towards the boundary line, but the Saints have got the numbers again. Voss in the back pocket. Under pressure from O'Brien. Great tackle. Heath Black also under pressure. It stays in. Yes, it does. And Didak kicks from the pocket.
Got it.
A goal! Miraculous goal for Alan Didak, and Collingwood get their 6th.
It was a miraculous goal, but again, it's that get it into the dangerous area and work your tail off, and that's what Shane O'Brien did. Got it down there, later tackle when Voss thought he was going to stroll around him and created an opportunity. So
what was Voss doing? He actually thought he was going to, as you call it, stroll around him, but he didn't even give a dummy move. He stood there and expected him to glide past.
Magpies by 34 points.
Brett Voss on that occasion was a victim of the way that this game's been played. They've had so much time and so many numbers down there that he thought, well, here we go again. I've got plenty of support. I'll just stroll around Shane O'Brien. And O'Brien nailed him. And that's the key. Put pressure on down there, try and keep the footy in and make something happen.
Collingwood, the last 6 goals in the game. 1-3, players 6-7, approaching half-time. Noble up, wins it down. McGough at close quarters. Burns. Gets it out wide. Cloak. Meters in the clear. Chips towards half forward. Fraser surrounded. Knocked it forward. Thompson. Noble tried to spike it. Here's Buckley. Rewalt with dash. Knocked it away from the champ. Standing his ground. Freeborn. Goes to Buckley. Buckley in short was at 15. Johnson's got it. He's about 75 metres out from goal. Lockyer comes on a searching lead. That's ignored. Burns in from the side. Simply too tall. Hamill. Good defiant mark at centre-half back.
I don't think St Kilda have actually had a centre bounce clearance since the first bounce of the night. I can't remember them taking the ball out of the centre since the 1 second mark of this game.
Champion data stats concur there, Dermot.
Might be a tactic.
Yeah, I don't think they're geared up to cope with it. On the outer side, the mark is taken by Noble.
No good winning it if you got no one to kick it to.
That's right.
Noble on centre wing, outer side.
They might start playing 2 in the centre bounce.
It's the rope-a-dope. Come on and hit me.
Under 5 minutes. Wakeland has taken 3 spectacular marks this season and 2 tonight. It's a good kick to Brodie Holland, to Mark McGough. Handballs over his head. Holland to Johnson, who loves running onto his left boot. Looks up, nothing to kick to, so he goes to the pocket. Now he has something to kick to and puts it lace up on the chest of Nick Davis.
Flat.
Brett Voss, he had 3 teammates around him and he got on the wrong side of Davis. You have a look at this, you'll see this. He got inside Nick Davis and left Nick Davis with all the space to the boundary and 3 St Kilda players on the middle of the ground. That's just poor defensive play. He had to get on the other side of Davis and push him into the middle of the ground where he had support.
I reckon Grant Thomas would be very disappointed at the moment. They're not even playing to the team plan at the moment, the last 5-10 minutes, St Kilda.
To go to a 40-point lead at the 23-minute mark, Nick Davis.
He's good.
Is a beautiful kick. And Collingwood lead by 40 points.
Seriously good kick at goal, Nick Davis. It's almost like you get him on the angle and he just channels in a little bit better into the task at hand, and he'll give you a bit more in the application. Look, went inboard, Voss kept going in with him and he just ducked outwards. No problem. They've got to try something different now. Got to at least change the mix-up of who's where on the ground at the moment.
Seven plays 1-3. Just under 4 minutes till half-time. One-way traffic.
Tipping the highlights package won't go all that long at half-time.
Go, Josh. Go, mate.
Players getting their instructions.
The umpire hasn't seen the light.
There it goes. 7 marks Collingwood have taken inside their forward 50. The Saints have taken just 1, and that's to Lenny Hayes, their centreman.
Fraser hooks it down behind. McGough was the intended party. Noble thumps it down towards the attacking 50 for St Kilda. Generally, that's been a speed hump tonight. Comes across to McKee. Almost charged down. Rewalt running away from goal. Feeds it back looking for support. Hayes 60 metres out. Showed the ball to McGough. Was dragged down from behind. McGough got it from Clement over the top. This is McKee. Thought of half back. Pulls it back to the middle. Fraser. A runner alongside. The best of them. Buckley. Short. Not 15. Holland to space. Davis slips away. Wonderful kick. He's been favoured by 2 beauties in the last 2 or 3 minutes, and this is not beyond him. He'll kick from just a step outside the 50.
Watch the ball there, Brett Voss, instead of his man.
He's a willing player, Brett Voss, but for opposition coaches watching, every opportunity you get, you take him back to the goal square. If he's playing in defence, he has got no clue.
Fixed his career.
Gee, he's a good midfielder.
Pretty harsh.
Davis gives it a ride, just tailing off, but it's a goal. Just got there, his second.
Second for the quarter, Nick Davis as a leading forward in heavy traffic with a flooded back line. That just says to me that you've got blokes just watching.
There he is. Top of screen now.
I mean, you've got to know where the dangerous space is there, doesn't he? I mean, it's easy up here, we know that, Dermot, but you said...
They have to make a move there, though. He's just not playing him right, and he's not applying himself correctly.
And he's taking him straight to where he should take him, to the goal square.
So Nick Davis kicks his second goal of the quarter. In fact, the last 2 goals of the game. The Magpies by 46 points inside 50 for the second quarter. 11 to Collingwood, 6 to St Kilda. McKee does the ruck work, gets the tap. Lockyer in amongst the traffic. He's grabbed high as he got the ball out. Umpire waiting to see if advantage was paid. It wasn't. So back to Tarkin Lockyer. Has got James Clement out wide. That's where he goes. A beautiful kick of the football. James Clement looks up. Goes wide out to Burns. Beautiful kicking. And Burns marks 60 metres out. Buckley off for a spell. Burns is 60 metres out. No leads. Rocker in the square, 1 out against Hudson. Now he goes short, and Davis again.
I'll tell you what,
catches Voss napping.
You must have, St Kilda must have 10 players in there, and Nick Davis, I watched him. I watched the whole thing, Dermot, and well, he just hasn't. I'm not only super critical, but Brett Voss isn't aware of dangerous space. Why start behind a player when you've got 2 or 3 players already behind you? Get in front, take up the only area that you are going to get exposed, and that is in front of you. And he just lets him lead into the footy.
Going at his 3rd in succession. The Saints are being punished now.
Well, when you consider that they kicked the first goal of the night, this is going to turn into a rout of the proportions the way they played against Geelong 2 weeks ago.
Oh, exactly, Doom. And where do you turn then from a St Kilda point of view or a youngster's
Well, the kids are off the boil. Tonight they're off the boil. They're playing the flood and they're off the boil. They're not playing it correctly. They're not applying themselves to it correctly. So it breaks down.
Back at Colonial Stadium, where Collingwood lead by 52 points. Have kicked the last 9 goals of the game after St Kilda got the first one. Steinford down to the centre. Beautiful tap from McKee. Lucky bounce is good for Brodie Holland. McKee again gets it out to McGough. In he comes. He'll have a flying shot. He balks, runs inside under the tackle pressure. He kicks to the goal square. Won't quite make it. And it's over the line for a point. A minute to go in the first half, and Collingwood now lead by 53 points.
Voss angles it towards the 50. In the corner there as you saw it. Didak takes it off his opponent, kicks it back. Milne juggled attempt at the mark. It bounces out of bounds in the opposite pocket. So nothing going right at the present time for the Saints. 9-8, 1-3. Dying seconds of the first half. Forlorn cry from the umpire. Begley bounces off a teammate Hayes. Puts the hand pass away to Callahan, who searches for the boundary on the bounce and finds it. Out it goes. It'll be tossed in. Clock stops on 43 seconds.
Nick Davis had 8 touches for the quarter. He's taken 5 marks this quarter. And he's got a new opponent being picked up now by James Begley.
Good term for Collingwood. Noble thumps it out very wide, gained about 35 metres with that fist, pushed across the line at the interchange gates. Again, the clock stops, this time at 34 seconds. Took them about 15 minutes to come to terms with it, Collingwood, and after that it's been a soda all at one end of the ground.
Yeah,
Collingwood's attacking end.
There was a genuine acclimatisation period for the young Pies themselves, wasn't it, to go up against that flood?
Yep, Holland. Got it from Steinfort, kicks inside the 50. Rocker almost just pitched wide of him. Begley in the tackle, got the hand pass away. Beetham. Lawrence set a task. McGough did well. Fraser against the clock, gets the hand pass away to Rocker. Rocker squeezes a kick out, going back. Baker touches it a couple of metres forward of the line. Behind. Collingwood stretched their lead. Quite easily could have been a goal. 9-9-1-3.
Gee, he hits a few chip shots, Caden Beetham. He hits a lot of those little loft wedges, I suppose you could describe them, and they just sit up in the air too often.
And there's the siren for half-time. The Saints kicked the first goal of the game through Lenny Hayes when he got a free kick in the goal square. Since then, it has been all Collingwood. 9-9-63 leads St Kilda 1-3-9. That man on the screen. On the bench, Nathan Buckley, the captain of Collingwood, the outright Brownlow favourite, was reported in that second term. We'll have a good look at it during the half-time break as Gary Lyon and Dermot Brereton go to work and figure out what the Saints can do or what the Magpies can continue to do in the second half. We'll also talk to Dr. Peter Larkins about the controversial blood rule. It was in effect again tonight with Anthony Rocca. Saints are going to go out on the attack. They have given Collingwood a 54-point head start going into the start of this third quarter. This is AFL on 9.
Saints starting with 5 forwards. As we start the third term, both the ruckman missed it initially. Spills wide. Maguire taken down. Licuria smothered off the boot. Applies a tackle quickly. And we'll have a ball up inside the centre square.
It is a stark contrast to the start of this game. Matthew Rendell alluded to it. They're just going to play a lot more conventionally this quarter. They're going to let their players take on their opponents one-on-one and see if they can't score some goals in that manner. We have had it confirmed that Nathan Buckley can get votes. If he's best on the ground, the umpires are instructed to give the best player the 3 votes, and the fairest will sort itself out at the tribunal.
Ball inside the 50. Wolf dragged off a potential kick. Schwartz with his head down. Going nowhere. Another whistle. That's the big story of the first half, of course. Nathan Buckley on report. So in successive weeks, Andrew McLeod, Jason Ackermanis, and now Buckley at the tribunal.
I reckon that's the big story. Rupert Batheris's hair.
Ring the AFL if you've got any conjecture about that ruling and ask for Tony Peake. He passed that on to us.
Buckley reported for striking. Thompson goes down. Burns flicks it across. Fraser comes back to Johnson. Looping hand pass. Well worked Licuria. Clement. Johnson. Confronted. Lockyer. Conceding some ground. Chips it out wide. Now a chance for Clement to break. 75 metres out. Spears the pass. But to the wrong man. Wolf comes away. Kicks it up towards the wing. Milne traps it. Now he's away. Runs towards the centre square. Goes looking for Capuano and finds him.
Hudgston's forward of him.
It's a good kick from Milne. Capuano transfers back. Hayes is his man. From behind was Lockyer, but a beautiful mark from the side was Lawrence. He handballed on. Hayes did well, got it back to Lawrence. Inside 50. Could this be the Saints' second? Lawrence bombs for the goal. And it's just offline and through for a behind. 1-4-10 into double figures, the Saints. Collingwood 9-9-63, the margin 53 points.
Valuable lesson there by Lenny Hayes. Never turn your back on the ball. You never know when it's coming.
Johnson gets it to Freeborn in the pocket. Back to Johnson. Licuria towards the middle. Wakeland comes away from half-back with precision. Cloak meters in the clear. Holland sprinting to open space. Will gather the bouncing ball, measure the kick, lines up. It's bending back. And a collision with a pole from Rocker. Rewalt took the mark. And that was terrific by young Nick Rewalt. Eyes only for the footy.
Gee,
Really
courage.
good kid, isn't he?
Courage. He's a beauty, this kid, Derm. Absolute champion in the making.
Good kids around at the present time. Saw James Bartell last Sunday for the Cats. This is Baker in the pocket.
Don't mind Baker. He's got good hands for a tagging type player and as hard as they come.
Here's Black. Goes for distance. Noble's the target. Good grab in front. The former Lion. Left half back. The Saints with a lot of work to do. Noble with not so many targets behind him. Still found one. This is Black towards the wing. Hamill stretches, takes the mark. Up ahead there are about 5 forwards. That's risky. Rewalt forward of half back.
But it can come off. It splits the opposition if 2 go to him, which they have.
Thompson marks on centre wing. Brings the ball back in. Baker. Beethan at centre half order, high up and under to the goal square. Getting back is Davis for Collingwood. That's Leon Davis. Milne close to the boundary line. Waits for the bounce. Gets it. Wants to step around. Finds a bit of space and does it reasonably well. And the ball goes over the line for a free kick. It was off the boot of Hudson. And we'll go to... Oh, we'll go to Hudson. It must have bounced off Prestigiacomo's boot. Well, there you go.
I think he overran it and it went over...
Definitely
Presti.
off Maxi, I reckon.
No, it was off Presti's toe, I reckon.
It's a good call.
Free kick to Maxi Hudson. So well done to the boundary
Oh,
umpire.
I want to see it again, Ed. I'm sorry.
Oh, what, the foot's quicker than the eye goes?
Gary, if I'm conceding it in the forward pocket...
Good point. Very good point, Ed. I
Go
take
with me.
it back.
Hudson from the boundary line. Max has kicked the banana goal. Magnificent goal. And the Saints get their second.
They worked it all right then. They worked the ball forward. There was that risky kick at the half back, but it's ironic, isn't it? The bigger risk you take, the better the reward if it comes off. Yeah, definitely Presti's foot. You said definitely off Max. I'll say definitely off Presti.
Excellent decision by that umpire.
Say you're sorry, Gary. I want to hear you actually say the words.
I apologise to that umpire.
Right,
Not to
okay.
you, damn it.
Okay, that'll do.
Great goal. Max Hudson on the forward line. Watch this again. Prestigiacomo.
Stiff, isn't he?
Very. But a very good call by the official.
Excellent call. I stand corrected. Not for the first time.
St Kilda 2-4, Collingwood 9-9. I said earlier it was good for football. The Magpies were kicking goals. Well, it would be good for football if St Kilda can mount a comeback playing conventional football.
They should put the flood in now, Dennis. They've kicked the goal.
We've got a whistle, high tackle, and a free kick is going to be them.
They might just draw some confidence by being able to play normal footy and win the footy and win enough of it to kick some goals. That's where the confidence will come.
Hamill on the lead.
And if you pay big money for this bloke, let him play as a forward. One out.
The kick from 60. Low trajectory. Hasn't got the carry. Thumped across the line by Clement. A metre out.
Gentlemen, can I pose the question to you with a young side, so young tonight, they come out full of enthusiasm, to suddenly be playing an ultra-defensive game and then chasing tail for half a game, does it sap any of the enthusiasm and the chance that maybe get a jump and put the pressure on Collingwood?
Well, you and I are going to disagree on this one. I know what you... Yep.
Yeah, just from a... Well, wait for the next stoppage and perhaps we'll discuss it.
All right, well, the ball goes out and McKee takes the mark on the outer side at half-back flank. Brodie Holland runs hard. The kick is out in front of him. Gets to the front, keeps the ball in front of him and does it very well. Brodie Holland does the big U-turn. Now he has a bounce. Decides to take it on. Goes inside to Lacuria at half-forward flank. Burns runs to centre half-forward. Rocker wants it high in the square. 13th possession for Paul Lacuria. He heads to Rocker. It won't make the distance, though. Over the top. Just a hand on the ball from Didak, but it spills out to Milne at half-back flank. Stephen Milne kicks, looking for Hudson in front of Prestigiacomo under the ball, but he got one in the back. And Maxi will take it on centre wing.
Just need to be careful there. Presti had 2 Collingwood players in support, so all he needed to do was get that footy to the ground and they're away, the Maggies.
9-8 the free kicks in Collingwood's favour as Hayes marks at half-forward flank.
I reckon he just cannoned forward a bit by himself then too. I think he was a bit stiff, Presti.
Umpire plays on, so Hayes onto the left boot, chips it forward. Nice kick, and Hamill starting to get amongst the play.
He's preferring the ball to be up there with a bit of more the regular conventional type football, isn't he?
I think he's happy to him, isn't he? Just to be one out on the forward line instead of one of 6 across half-back.
You can see the play unfolding in front of you, right on the forward 50.
Working hard for a goal, the Saints, aren't they?
76 to 21.8 disposals per goal in the match so far. So Aaron Hamill will start his run from right on the boundary fence. From about 53 metres out, he gives it a good boot towards the goal. It's just fading on the trajectory, but a mark was almost taken by Milne. Play on, says the umpire. Capuano tries to get it out. Here's Johnson for Collingwood, though. Runs and kicks, hoping for the boundary line. Will it come straight back? The kick is an absolute ripper. Over the line and out of bounds. Throw it in pretty much on centre wing. Collingwood leading 9-9-63, St Kilda 2-5-17.
Yeah, just coughed that one up there in the end, Milne. He got under everyone's guard. But I just tend to think you have to know your limitations, and there's David Cloak on screen. His son's playing tonight, a fair game too. You have to know your limitations. This is one of the most seriously undermanned teams ever to take the field in league footy. Don't think they're going to go out there and win the game. You've got to give them a chance, and if that becomes the way of a flood till half-time or whatever, you had to go with that. It worked last week.
Hayes on the 50. Only the one-hand pass tonight. That kick almost a goal. Hunston goes back. Prestigiacomo over the top. Round to behind.
I don't have a problem with them flooding at all. I think they had to go with it in actual fact. I just, at some stage when they're getting their pants pulled down with the flood, for the development of these young fellas, then maybe then was the time to let them have a crack at playing normal conventional footy.
This is Clement. Got it from Loney. Looks towards the outer side. Long kick and a pretty good one too. Cloak, tailor-made for him. Up he goes, takes the mark. Looks down towards half forward. Burns running to space. Fraser is on for the next one inside the 50. Instead he comes back towards the middle. Holland is there. Step for step, Black. Chance at the back there. 3 Dockers in a row. Callaghan couldn't pick it up. Thompson got a hand pass to Beetham. He goes out wide. Gathered by Begley inside the centre square. Begley comes to the wing. Rewalt pushing up from half back. Couldn't trap the footy. Wolf a chance. Slips over. Davis charges in. The 2 Davises are there. Overrun by Nick though. Picked up by Thompson. Hand passes back to the middle and Begley gets the hand pass in turn to Hamill. Callahan taken front on by Cloak. Got it away somehow. In trouble Hayes. Hand passes back to Begley. Shrugs a tackle. Callahan under the pump. And they worked hard. Deserved something and they got it. Hamill 60 metres from goal. Goes looking for Mill and that's a very good mark.
Oh, I thought he was going to get up and just try and play on there. Last time I saw somebody spring up like that would have been the Cracker brothers in their heyday. Just hit the deck and up he gets going. You watch him hit. That's a good mark. Takes his eyes off it, but he's a small forward, leading option.
Look at him looking up, Dermot.
He's thinking, can I go now? That's the way he plays.
Johnson's done a good, has been very good on him tonight. Been aided by the circumstances.
He's uncanny, isn't he? He'd actually be running in here at the moment thinking, will I need to play on?
Milne from 40. Wonderful kick after a fine lead and mark.
Well, it was great pressure in the middle of the ground by Collingwood initially that almost caused a turnover, and in the end Callahan thought, well, I've got to get this out of the area, otherwise it'll be heading down the other end. He banged it on the boot and found Hamill in some room on his own, and then he was able to get it on to young Milne. Just Cloak, I just wonder what the... Well, you could tell us, Ed. I mean, is he surprising people with his development, or was he always going to be...
It was always going to be very hard, Gary. Always. Welcome back, and St Kilda have had all the ball in the third quarter. 17 marks to Collingwood's 8. Hamill's had 4 of them at centre half forward, and the margin is now 39 points. Burns out of the centre for Collingwood, up towards half forward. Brought to the ground by Davis. Brodie Holland gets a shove in the side. Good play. Beetham hard at the ball. Buckley back on the ground for Collingwood. Lucuria is there, but that's trapped by Lawrence, who flicks it out to Wolf. Now they're starting to run the Saints. Wolf kicks forward, looking for Milne. He gets in front of Johnson and takes the mark. Looking to play on. He's off the mark. He's already off and playing. Now he wants to take him on and kick a torpedo. He gets underneath it though. Up to the goal square. Cloak is back, so too Fraser for Collingwood. A rush behind. But the Saints have suddenly lifted in the third term. The flood is gone, and that tactic has worked for them.
Yeah, and Milne and Hamill, the two players that weren't in the area at all during the first half of the ground. They're cross in more familiar territory, across half forward. And you can just see it on the way they go after the footy that they're happy to be back playing this sort of game that they know.
6 scoring shots to St Kilda, Collingwood 0 in the third term. We've been playing nearly 13 minutes.
The Saints' motto, expect the unexpected. We're getting that at the moment. McGough goes in short. Lucuria, Lockyer, down towards half forward. Will it be a relayed free kick? Yes, it will. Nick Davis to get it 60 metres out. Buckley lurking alongside, back on the ground. Nick Davis lit up the second term. Kicks for space. Rocker comes on the lead. Too much carry. Freeborn at the back. Open goal. Runs in, gets it.
I don't think that was a set play, but it's always a dangerous play when a full forward can lead his fullback under the footy. Rewalt, Rocker got the jump on him by a couple of yards. Rewalt was that intent on making up those 2 yards that he had his head down and wasn't able to watch the flight of the footy. There's a 50 from Lenny Hayes, a little bit soft. But at the end of the day, that footy rolled over the top of the leading full forward and full back, and I think it's always a dangerous proposition. Freeborn, some would say he was bludging back there, but he ends up with 6 points.
Some would say he was an opportunist and ran into an open goal.
And that's the positive spin on it.
Those with black and white blood would say that anyway. Just under 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2 goals to the Saints, 1 to the Magpies. 10-9 plays 3-7. Margin 45 points. Surely brought that back. Surely the umpire. Anyway, Lucuria dives in on top of it. Fraser's there. They lock it up. Lucuria does it again. Out to Wakeland. Just kept his feet. Kicked it out to the boundary line. Beaton for St Kilda, close. Handballs backwards to Black. Black under pressure, does it well. To Begley, still under pressure. Dragged off his kick, up towards full, the centre half forward. Milne was the big flyer from behind. He's trying to do the lot. Buckley over the top of the ball. Here's Xavier Clark, heads to the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in. And as we have the throw in, here's your chance to win some great prizes in the Herald Sun Footy Trivia Competition. Tonight's question, who are the 2 current AFL coaches to take a side to a grand final in their first year? Enter details in every Friday's edition of the Herald Sun. Weekly winners will receive 4 tickets to the grand final edition of the Footy Show, and all entries go into the draw for the major prize, the magnificent Holden Zafira. It's a magnificent prize and a free kick. Fraser of Collingwood.
He's at right half back. 69 plays 25. The margin was 52 at the major break. Fraser right across the ground. McKee towards the wing. Lockyer, the defensive side of left centre wing. Loney's on in the middle. That's ignored. As wide as still. Lucuria. Clement in the middle. The next link in the chain. Suddenly, all the St Kilda players are back. Lockyer just forward of the wing. Nobody forward of centre for the Saints. 9:28 remaining. Till 3/4 time, and Lockyer really having a problem with this now. Several false starts. Frustrated, comes back. Prestigiacomo looks towards the broadcast side. Well-weighted kick too. Gets it to Wakeland, 65 metres out. Wakeland and the firebrand Lawrence tangle for just a moment. Not 15, says the umpire. Makes it interesting. Clement just got away. Burns feigns a hand pass, 55 metres out. Cloak will come hard. He arrived a step late. Callaghan showed wonderful courage. Went back and took the mark.
That's his long suit, Callaghan, isn't it? He's got a big ticker and a hard head. Can find the footy. Kicking lets him down occasionally, but that one's on the mark.
Thompson to the back pocket. Buckley on the mark. Thompson transfers play to Baker in the other back pocket. Out of side. Looks up. Rewalt is the man who leads forward. He decides to cut up the middle to Beaton at half-back flank. Beaton right on the defensive 50. Kicks up to centre wing. Schwartz is his man. Good mark. Good lead. Right on centre wing. Schwartz kicks up. Little push in the back there. Wasn't that little, in fact. It was a big push in the back, and Wakeland will take the free kick at half-back for Collingwood.
Take my hat off to Stevie Lawrence tonight. He's actually been out on the ground the entirety of the game. I don't think he's had a break yet, and he's still having a red-hot go out there for the Saints.
Cloak, Lucuria, dashing through, kicks inside the 50. Speak of the devil, on cue, but dropped the mark, storming through McGough. Look at him go, McGough tried to feed the hand pass out to Holland, chopped off by Beetham. Buckley brilliantly knocked it away from Rewalt, deep in the pocket, lines up, and he's missed. But not by much.
And to tell the truth, that one with Stevie Lawrence, the reason he dropped it, fatigue. By the time he got to it, he was just purely fatigued. 19 possessions, 5 marks, 2 clearances, 3 inside 50s for the Saints. Stevie Lawrence.
And I like what I see McGough every time. I've only seen him twice, to be honest, but he hasn't been super tonight, but he's clean hands nearly every time. And his use of the hands have been terrific.
Magpies by 45 points. 18 minutes gone, third term. Centre wing, McKee gets to the front off hands. Fraser, sweeping handball to Wakeland. Back to Lucuria on his left boot. There's Magpies everywhere at centre half forward. One of them is Lockyer. He has to sit and wait a long time and did it well and took the mark under pressure from Lawrence. Just the 15 to Burns. Just the 10. Anyway, Burns will play on. He'll have a go here. He kicks it to the goal square. Rocket from behind. Sets and works! And will line up 5 metres out. Anthony Rocker plays on straight away and kicks the Magpies 11th.
He's really gone after a couple of grabs tonight, Anthony Rocker. That's the thing that's impressed me most about his game. He's only had 7 or 8 touches, but it's his willingness to really jump hard in big pack situations that have been most impressive. And when you can pull down a contested mark within goal-scoring range, he's taken 4 contested marks, which it doesn't sound a lot, does it? But the contested ones are worth 3 uncontested at least. Four contested marks to Anthony Rocker, which are so very, very valuable, and he's been his, as I said earlier, his willingness to jump and go at it in a pack situation that makes him such a valuable player, and he looks to be in pretty good nick.
For the game, we were talking about the flood breakers. Well, in many respects, he's been the man they've had most trouble containing. Rocker on that forward line, some great marks tonight. Hayes comes away, kicks down towards half forward. This is Johnson, been very handy back there. Swings it out wide. Burns. Freeborn is breaking. It goes in that direction. The kick really not that effective. Freeborn had to check. Lucuria gets the crumb, however. Spears the pass into Holland. Good footy.
Now, the reason the ball's down there, I mean, that is just a poor selection of kick by Walton coming out of the centre at the other end. He had 2 men on who he should have put to best advantage, but he just chipped it in behind. It's just a poor shot at the other end. Lenny Hayes. I was thinking of Walton, who used to play. Yeah, Lenny Hayes, sorry. He's been a while out of it, Walton. They came in at the same time. Yeah.
Walton got fixed up by Alan Bond.
Yeah, so, and it gets rebounded, and now look where it is.
Holland at the post.
Paul Lucuria keeps fighting the footy. Every time Collingwood play, he gets a lot of the football. Best and fairest last year. He's had 19 touches a game tonight.
Quick kick from full back. Wolf takes the mark.
Your touches aren't the be-all and end-all. I reckon Jack Newton could have got clean hands on the ball in the back half tonight. You only need one of them to take it. They're just chipping them around everywhere. Stats aren't meaning much tonight. And g'day to Newts. He watches the footy up there.
Definitely does. Thompson kicks out to the forward 50. Hamill versus Cloak. And I think Malthouse has put young Cloak on Hamill to give him a hard bit of an apprenticeship tonight, and it was a great tackle too.
He has no problems about throwing Jason Cloak onto dangerous forwards. He did it on Anzac Day, put him up against the most dangerous Essendon forward. They've tackled 26 times. Collingwood, the Saints have laid just 17. So, and he's been one of the leaders in that, Jason Cloak.
Throw in, forward 50 for the Saints. There's Cloak again, breaks the tackle, handballs to the boundary line, looking for his skipper, or at least pretending to, and we'll have another throw in, 60 metres out from the St Kilda goal. And as you can see, running hot, Paul Lucuria with 10 disposals this quarter.
Umpire having plenty to say to the runner. It's the Saints runner.
He's
Paul
in the
Lucuria.
front.
Yes, part
That's
of it.
Peter Russo. That is Hawthorn's Peter Russo, that runner. Ex-Hawthorn player.
Yes. Slightly at the temples. Going nowhere is Burns, talking about Paul Lucuria. His season's high 29 possessions against Hawthorn in round 4. 77 plays 25, approaching three-quarter time. Friday night football from Colonial Stadium. Collingwood in control, but St Kilda far more effective in this term. But Goff releases Buckley, has a bounce, runs inside the centre square. Brilliant kick towards half forward. Awkward though on the half volley for Rocker. Didn't quite carry. Rocker in trouble. Got the hand pass away. Voss stumbling, charging, taken high. Hayes goes out wide. Now advantage won't be paid. It was marked by McKee. And
Going to bring it
Voss,
back, I think.
yeah, it will come back to Voss.
Once again, you see Lenny Hayes. He just hangs the ball in the air. I know it doesn't count now. Oh, that's pretty soft. Let it go. But Lenny Hayes, lucky it's a brought back to the original point, because he's turned it over then.
Wolf, right half back, forward of the wing.
Hit it right, Lenny.
Hayes, under 4 minutes till three-quarter time. Kicks inside the 50. Hamill in from the side, knocked away by Fraser. Hamill hit the ground running. Loney, plenty of support to McGough. Swings it out wide. Hamill at bounds. McKee close to the boundary line. Good shepherd from Batheris, bought him some time. Goes down towards half forward. Clement is quick. He should pull away from Beetham here. No, backtracks in fact. Hooks it around the corner. Rocker has to wait. Hudson over the top. Thumps it towards the boundary. Rocker, as if it's not hard enough. Upended. He would have felt that one. Good tackle by Beetham. Boundary throw in.
Nathan Buckley on screen there's been running Andrew Thompson alongside him for most of the night. And a pretty even duel, maybe. Honours even with Andrew Thompson. Although Buckley has spent time off the ground most of this quarter.
Hudson does well, throws it out at forward 50. Beetham over the top of the ball. We'll have another bounce.
I think the little hardness thing that's come into Collingwood's game has been what's been most impressive. You notice it off the footy. Ryan Loney. Just little bumps here and there. He's got a bit bigger body after another year in the gym, and that's the thing that's impressed me most tonight about the Pies.
Buckley for Collingwood, close to the boundary line. Tried to get the handball going. Didn't quite work. It's picked up by Del Santo. Up towards the wing. McKee gets back and has played a great sweeping role tonight. Big Steve McKee for the second week in a row. Has done it well. The kick was a bit sloppy. Just as you wrap the bloke up, Dermot, they let you down every time.
Good
But
spot.
I tell you what, that was pretty good soccer skills there by Wakeland. Steinford to Ryan Loney. The exciting Ryan Loney from 75 unleashes to the goal square. Pat gets back. Thumped to the boundary line by Hudson. And we'll have a throw in.
See, you almost telegraphed it then that he was going to go to goals. Consequently, everybody within 25 metres of the goals knows it's going there, and the biggest pack of the night falls right on the line.
Chance to slot one in short, isn't it?
Throw in. It's a centering throw in. Rewald from behind, hits to the boundary line. Milner's the man, gets a bad bounce. Johnson hard on him, just keeps the ball, and he's a left-footed Jono, and he loves these, and he's hit the post. Collingwood move on to 11-12, 78, leading St Kilda 3-7-25. We've played 26 minutes in the third term.
Been good, Johnson, 19 possessions. Part of the night at least, cast in the role of virtually a quarterback across half-back, distributing the ball. Plenty of pace and did it well. Callaghan in the back pocket. 11-12, plays 3-7, kicks long. Capuano had it knocked away by Buckley. And out it goes. Approaching three-quarter time.
Joffa's got the victory jacket on early tonight.
It's gone early. You can't see them getting headed.
Placency's the danger. Passed in, down towards left half forward. The top Rewalt. Del Santo.
Good vision.
Black in trouble. Batheris brilliantly done. Freeborn to Buckley. Buckley, his 13th possession is a goal. The man.
Standard overlapping stuff, Gary. The kind of stuff you practice at training. The Saints have had a go this quarter. They've popped a couple on the board. But watch this. The one out the back. Well, that's coming from...
Great effort with Theris, wasn't it?
Yeah. And they just sweep past it in numbers. Good running. Good support running.
And good finishing, wasn't it? They need to bang them on now and see if they can't get some percentage out of this.
So the Saints got the first two goals of the third term. Collingwood the next three. Centre clearances, Collingwood 12, St Kilda 4. With a minute and a half left to go in the third term. Another one to Collingwood as Burns tries to get the handball working. In there goes Steinford. Lenny Hayes wraps him up. He'll have a bounce.
Easy, guys. Easy up.
So approaching three-quarter time. As you can see, the clock ticking down.
1,610 games of experience missing for the Saints tonight, Eddie, so it is a young lineup.
Oh, yeah, look, I think it's fantastic. The back page of the Herald Sun today, all the photos of the young players in their first season. This is something for St Kilda fans to pick out a young player, make him your favourite for the next 10 years. O'Brien was over the ball. Here's Black, one of the new recruits for the side from Fremantle. Goes off the ground. Johnson's had a great battle with Milne and done well. He was tripped and the umpire said play on. Milne tried to get the little handball out. The umpire says he did, and he'll take the free kick on half-forward flank, but it was a good free kick to give because Milne was away. Loney just got enough of him. Back to Xavier Clark. We haven't seen a lot of Xavier tonight, but I can promise you, Saints fans, this boy can play. Second kick for the night, though. Up forward, Hamill. Courage with Steinford. It came to Hayes. Which way will it bounce? It bounces straight through and through for a point.
Do you see the way that Xavier Clark kicked that? Both palms were open and off to the side, really like Michael Long. Almost carbon copy kicking action of Michael Long.
Loney out against the boundary line. Dying seconds of the term. Clement has been good tonight. Wow. The point blank range down the boundary.
Can you do that? When are you going to be doing it every week if you're going to pay that? It was forward of the ball.
Nah, you always pay them, Ed, when you're trying to even up the game.
Callahan's got it.
Didn't think he'd left enough doubt in the umpire's mind.
A lot of players standing around it. They were bounced amongst about three of them to find the line, but nevertheless, Callahan is centering kick. Oliver in front, had it knocked away by Wakeland. Hamill grabs it, they grab him, and the siren brings the third term to an end. They changed their tactics, but nothing much changed as far as the score is concerned. The margin was 52 points at half-time. It's very much the same thing now. Three-quarter time, 12-12 to 3-8. 84 plays 26 at Colonial. 12-12, 3-8.
Just going back to some of those matchups from yesterday, saw Johnny Bingley and Des Tuddenham shaking hands and chatting in the halls of Colonial here early before the game.
Capuano and McKee will go at it. Good bounce too. Ruckman fought a draw. At their feet, O'Brien digs it out. It was very quick. It came to Clement, who kicks down towards half forward. There's that man again. They've had trouble all night with Anthony Rocker, and he will kick it goal. Distance shouldn't be a problem from right on the 50.
Hands have been good tonight. Clean, one grab. He's taken 7 marks.
Uncontested, that's his fifth.
Fifth contested, that's right. And the setup was great at that centre bounce. They had Leon Davis playing full forward out of the goal square with Daniel Wolfe as his opponent, and the other one-on-one inside 50. The only other one was Anthony Rocker and Maxie Hudson, and AFL average 52, but big Anthony from here is a better than even money bet there. He's 65%.
And he comes, going at his third. Doesn't impart the correct spin, but it's okay. A wry smile.
Actually shook his head then to say, oh, that was an ugly kick, wasn't it? Most of us dream of kicking ugly ones like that. He's kicked an ugly one 55 on the fly.
It's a mongrel 55er.
Oh, a very, very good miss. Couldn't you dream just a kick like that, Gaz? You could.
No, well, look at that. That's more outswing than Dennis Lilly.
Yes.
And there it is. There's the reaction from Anthony. Fair enough too.
So Anthony Rocker kicks his third goal of the night. 3 goals, 2 to Big Anth. And Collingwood skip away to a 64-point lead. Up goes Stevie McKee, gets the tap down to Shane O'Brien, running into a bit of form. From behind Rocker to Buckley. Buckley kicks inside. Rewald versus Fraser. Fraser uses his body well, looking for Nick Davis. So too is Brodie Holland close to the boundary line. Good play by Voss. Dives on top of it. We'll have a throw in. Let's have a look at the Anthony Rocker reaction when he kicked that helicopter that went 55 metres. Just watching it bend back.
He's saying, how did I do that? That did swing a long way in the air.
I'll wear it.
Boundary throw in. Shin towards the goal line. I think it was Davis. Wolf has got it now, looking for the boundary. Beetham over the top. gets it back. Little 1-2 with Baker. Kicks it up towards the wing. The mark is taken by Thompson. Tries to get it across to Rewald, in trouble. Well, the bodies are going in willingly, but they're not moving it too far. That's Maguire.
He saw Rewald. He got clobbered. He's a good kid.
Two good ones there.
Yep.
Cloak and Rewald.
Look at him. He's sucking it in. That hurt. Well done, son. That won't go down as any stat, but you see it up here, you admire him for it.
Noble knocks it down. Beetham taken down.
Ball pin, no chance, my ball.
Another bounce. The umpire working hard. 13-12, 3-8. Big crowd at Colonial tonight.
Still doubled up. Rewald. Oh, that hurts.
Big collection around the footy. Hayes got his arms free. Buckley spins out of trouble. Ball came out in the reverse direction though. Beetham's away. Kicks it down towards the attacking 50. Didn't look. McKee goes back uncontested. Nobody near him. And McKee can stroll away. Chip it out towards right half back. And the mark is taken by Prestigiacomo.
Gee, that's a disappointing result. I mean, you can kick it and miss-hit it or whatever, but that was kicked straight to the opposition who didn't have an opponent.
He clubbed it, didn't he?
30 metres of him.
Yeah.
Prestigiacomo just strolls out of defence to Lacuria, who can go wide and does to McKee. Wakelin out on the wing, who's run from full back and takes the mark. Good strong running tonight by Shane Wakelin. Has had a good night. 2 screamers earlier in the game. Kicks looking for Anthony Rocker. Too strong for Rewald, who's still feeling the effects. Tarkin Lockyer squares it up. Beautiful football. Waiting underneath the pack was Freeborn. Good play by Wolf, but he's kicked it straight to O'Brien. O'Brien miss-hit the ball completely. He was looking for Lockyer in the pocket, and the mark has been taken there by Trent Noble. Noble transfers plays, held it up in the breeze far too long, and in goes Brodie Holland. Holland lines up and kicks his first for the night, and Collingwood's 14th.
Well, Grant Thomas now, Dermot, would be looking at things that these players can control. There's some things they can't, the lack of experienced players, but just missing targets like Caden Beetham did earlier and kicking cross goal in dangerous situations like Trent Noble did then, they're the things that would be really disappointing for him and give him a pretty good indication of where those players are at, because really there's no excuse for that.
Brodie Holland, 12 goals for this season, including a career-high 8 against the West Coast Eagles round 2. Kicked 37 for Fremantle. His best effort while he was there was 4 twice. Always a dangerous player on the forward line. 14-12, 3-8 as this one begins to blow out. Noble knocks it down. Buckley hooks it down towards half forward. Rewald, that's a very good grab. Changed direction almost in mid-air. Hard to do. He did very well, the young man. Comes to Lawrence. Up to the wing. Noble.
No, he used to do that. Tilt the body when they were in the air. Malcolm Blight had an uncanny knack of being able to jump and actually spin his body when in mid-air.
Thompson. Beetham. Rocker tracks him. Good hard chase affected the kick. It wanders out towards left half forward. Johnson works in front of Milne. Arches the back. Time the release. Didak throws it on the boot. Here's a chance. Theoris, nobody inside the 50 for the Magpies. He had to stop. Rocker runs hard. Theoris, well, he bought a bit of time out there, whistling, dancing. Eventually pulls it back. Thompson in the road though. Rewald gets it to Baker, and the danger has passed for the Saints momentarily at least. Baker makes it interesting. Was pushed in the back. Got to get the act of kicking. It'll come back.
Has he kicked it?
Umpire blowing hard as well. There it is. Yep, right in the one hand on each number. And the free kick comes back to Baker. You're a rep for Stephen Baker, Dermot, aren't you?
Yeah, look, for a tagging player, Ed, he's got good clean hands and he's got pace. Not confident above his head, but he's not a tall bloke. But yeah, I reckon there's a lot to work with there for future years.
Wolf to Lawrence, and Collingwood flood back just to pay the compliment. Up towards Milne, good play by Johnson, got to the front, slapped it to the boundary line. Throw in, Collingwood by 70 points. We've been playing 7 minutes in the final term.
Liked his game, Johnson. We saw him here, Dermot. I think it was here when he had some osteitis pubis. Lowest ever score, 8-7. Well, that's with the roof and everything else. We are going to blow that out of the water tonight.
7 minutes in, St Kilda are 3-8-26.
can't see him coming with a rush. Either.
Well, we can say we were there on the night, Dermot, that the record was broken.
We were part of history, guys.
Yes.
Total possessions, Collingwood 272, St Kilda 219. So Collingwood the equivalent of 4 players playing good football ahead of the Saints. Down to the dock on the boundary line.
Yeah, Josh Fraser, quick conversation with the doctor on the field, Ed. He's a little bit sore around the left hip and groin, but look, they brought him off just to rest him walking the boundary, Josh Fraser.
Steinford kicked it, then punched it. Bathiris got it to O'Brien, but it's coming back to Bathiris. He was taken home. He'll get the free kick.
Surely that was
tough back.
Surely, Dennis, that was a take back for the first free kick. Steinford had the ball and he played on under pressure. It should have gone back for the first one.
Yeah, blue going on down here in front of us.
Bit happening off the ball. And it's a Collingwood free kick going the way of Lockyer.
Lockyer and Dirty Harry Callahan are into it.
Freeborn and Callahan still mixing it up, and now 50 against Callahan. 2 men with short fuses. Goes against the Magpies, so Lockyer will get 50 and almost be within scoring range, and I think that's a team rule. Once you give away a 50, you're off the ground. Callahan is. So Bathiris actually is awarded the kick down the ground. He had the footy when the fight erupted on the wing. Better for him this time. A few players inside the 50. There's looking for Rocker. Riewoldt did well. Behind a chance for Davis. Tries to milk a free kick. Nothing doing. Rocker battles on. Voss gets it across to Thompson. Back to Riewoldt. Good Shepherd. Got him free. He kicks it high up towards the wing. Freeborn in front of Clark. Juggled attempt by Freeborn. Emerges with it. Dragged down. Milne at close quarters. Got it to Clark. Tackled by Bathiris. Hayes gets a hand pass to Thompson. Thompson looks to the middle. All Collingwood. Doesn't know where to go. Tackled by Lockyer. And he's penalised for holding the ball. So the tactics sold him into trouble there. No one on.
Your heart goes out to him because he looked down the field and saw nobody was on, and he had to do the brave thing, take the ball on himself and just hold it, and he was a sitting duck, a target.
Lowest score for the season this year has been Carlton 49-33 at Optus, so the Saints might break that one as well, as Steinford takes the mark inside 50 for Collingwood.
Alan Didak has started to get a bit of the footy as well, who's been a highly rated and highly taken draft pick for the Magpies, who they'd be hoping will come on and play regular senior footy this year.
Steinford runs just inside the 50. Miscues. Noble was up. Trying to crash his way through was Holland, going nowhere. And the ball up right on the kickoff line. 96 plays 26. Final term, Friday night football from Colonial Stadium. And Collingwood, after a sluggish start to the season, starting to look very good, certainly on the premiership table. Now there's going to be a free kick for the Saints. It'll go to Noble against Rocker, who was doing some body work illegally.
Trying to work a bit too hard they were to make something out of nothing then. The Collingwood boys trying to free up some room close to goal.
Free kicks, Collingwood 15, the Saints 13. Noble. High ball outside the defensive 50. Hamill was pushed in the back. No free kick. Thompson dragged down. Wolf juggles it. Well played. Clark feeds it back. This is Baker in trouble from behind. Well, last season that would have been holding the ball, and this season a belated whistle. It's still holding the ball, and that's reassuring as the face of footy changes. This doesn't.
Burns has the ball for Collingwood. Rupert Bethera sneaks out the side and gets it lace up on the chest. Beautiful kick from Scott Burns. That went 50 metres. Across goal. Rupert plays on straight away. They're leading. Rocker takes the mark on his knees.
Yeah, they're flat.
And Anthony Rocker will kick for goal number 4.
They've had their heads bashed in tonight, the St Kilda boys. They look like they're running in gumboots now. They're just slow on the chase.
Look at this, Derm, just for a minute. Trent Noble there, asleep. And he's standing on the goal line. He's not the footy's not going to go over his head and get outmarked by Anthony Rocker. The only spot that Anthony Rocker was going to get the footy was in front of him. He had to stand 5 to 10 metres in front of him. And you're right, they're flat, and he just tuned out then. That's what would be disappointing Grant Thomas.
9th mark for Anthony Rocker. 3 goals, 2, 63% probability from this position. He has run himself into the ground. Anthony Rocker tonight. He's been great for the Collingwood side. He comes in and has missed. 3-3 to Anthony Rocker. But Collingwood now move on to, if you believe the scoreboard here, 14-13, 973. 14-13, 97 to 3-8, 26. Who owns this stadium?
Oh, a bit of everyone, don't they? Now, this kid's got a bit of size about him, Maguire.
Don't look at me yet. Well, up towards the wing. Going back with great courage, Rewalt.
This kid, he has played a wonderful game tonight.
Cloak.
Yep.
He got the free. Short to Holland. Both sides really just going through the motions. Play on's the call. I don't know why. He looked back towards the middle. I'm not sure he stepped towards the middle. Puts it into the path of any one of 3 Collingwood players. Lockyer comes up from half forward. Kicks it behind Bathiris, who traps it to his own advantage. Gathering the ball, Prestigiacomo goes over the top. Burns in the pocket. Can go to Davis in the square. Turns around and kicks his fourth. Too easy.
Good pick-up by Prestigiacomo, wasn't it? I mean, he's not known for getting them below his bootlaces, but he did that very well. And within 2 paces, he's put the handball out in front of Scotty Burns. Can't be expected to hit the target. He's come straight off the deck, but that's a great handball by Big Presti. Got the ball rolling his way, and Nick's there to mop up the gravy.
So after the first 2 goals, of the second half, Collingwood have now kicked the next 6. Saints got the first goal of the game. Collingwood kicked 9 straight, and then it was 2 to the Saints, and now 6, and Collingwood go forward again. Brodie Holland wants to get on the scoreboard again. He takes the long route, but he gets it back towards Lockyer. Lockyer kicks inside 50. Burns went back. The mark's been taken by Maguire. Handball's back. Hudson to Wolf. Still defensive 40 out wide to Rewald. Bad bounce under pressure. Buckley waits. Back to Rocker. Rocker's got Davis on in the square if he can get the kick. Now comes to Buckley. He kicks and hooks and kicks a point. And Nathan Buckley tonight has kicked 1 goal too. Dr. Peter Larkin's boundary side.
Yeah, just Josh Fraser updated, having a lot of attention on the right hamstring, stretching up. They've been discussing with him as to whether he wants to go back on, but I just can't see why you'd want to risk him tonight.
Rewalt, right half back, 15 possessions for Nathan Buckley, averaging 26 a game this season. 26 against St Kilda, a career high 36 against the Saints, around 15, 2,000. Knocks up getting the football, but he's got his problems tonight. He's on report. This is Beetham running away from his own goal. What missed the footy?
That is amazing.
O'Brien, Holland, a runner outside. Didak down towards half forward. Goes with the right boot. Bathiris running back. Needs a bounce. Can't quite control it. Snatched it well. His first.
Well, we've seen most things tonight.
Well, a fresh airy.
That was a beauty, wasn't it? He did turn one over in terrible fashion earlier this quarter.
Yeah.
And then we get this tonight. With a little bit of everything. That is a beauty.
He actually got 2 stats for that and bounced off his foot twice.
A fresh airy. I've only ever seen that once before.
The little inside nick he got, so you get a stat. But he'd be disappointed when he has a look at that on the replay, do him if he does.
Yeah. Put that in the archive.
(16-14), 3-8. Under 8 minutes remaining in this one. It's in the book as far as the results concerned. 110 to 26. Burns, O'Brien getting valuable touches now. O'Brien, they need to run him into form. Maguire goes back for the Saints. Tackled by Davis. Really lacks support. Hudson goes down on a tackle. Wolf goes in short. The mark is taken by Callahan. Back on the ground after an earlier indiscretion. He kicks it up towards the wing. Rewalt short of the wing.
Just getting bashed up physically now as well in the contest. St Kilda, they're flat off the mark, second to the ball, and they're finding the bigger Collingwood bodies too tough to go with now.
Been a bad night. Hamill,
that's on the ball.
will he take on the tackler? Yes, says the umpire Coates.
He's one body who can stand up to it, Dennis, but not on that occasion.
O'Brien. Plays it off. The only man inside that 50 is the one with the ball. That's Davis. Decides to swing it out very wide. Wakeland, who's been very good pushing up the ground, was in that contest. Oliver tries to slap it St Kilda's way. Goes by hand this time, Beetham. Learned his lesson. Close to the line, Oliver. Upended. Lucuria got him. This is Milne. Tried his heart out, Milne. Still he goes. Little chip pass down towards the 50. Davis! Yes. Yes.
Leon to Wakeland, who's been good. Nice kick running out of defence. Betheris takes the mark, centre wing. Collingwood by 84 points. We've played 18 and a quarter. 6 minutes, as you see on the screen, left in the game. Betheris has the ball. And a huge amount of leading going on in the Collingwood 50. So Betheris kicks it long. Nick Davis from behind, Rocker from the front. It's punched away by Rewald. Wolf does well at the fall of the ball to Thompson. Takes it to centre wing with the kick. From behind, the fly was a good one, and the mark has been taken by Oliver. Oliver for St Kilda. His first touch, inside 50, looking for Hamill. Cloak from behind puts the pressure on, but Hamill does it well. And Cloak makes every player earn his money.
He does.
On every possession.
He's been great. This is only their 4th mark inside 50 for the evening, St Kilda. On the other hand, Collingwood have taken 16 with Anthony Rocker, 6 of those.
Lowest score of the year, 4-9-33 Carlton. So they need this and another score, the Saints, to get past that mark. And 8-7-55, the lowest ever score by the Port Power at Colonial Stadium, ironically against St Kilda. So Aaron Hamill from the boundary line. Comes in.
Yeah, the umpire didn't even realign him then.
Reverse angle shot from just inside 50.
Come back.
Can't take a trick, the Sainers. They just only their 4th for the night.
What are you giggling about? You're taking delight in this, Gary, aren't you?
Laughing with them. They're not at it. It's been a tough night. They've tried a tactic that, I guess, when you build yourself up for it first time out last week against Sydney, everyone embraces the concept and says, let's get stuck into this can work. It's exciting, it's new, it's different. Second time round, it just hasn't quite got the appeal.
Collingwood got a free kick at centre half back. McGough got it from Buckley, comes back to the middle. This is Wakeland inside the centre square. Probing kick inside the 50. Davis, one hand to it, couldn't hang on. Callahan tidies up for the Saints, goes wide. Begley at left half back. And of course, the element of surprise was gone as well tonight.
Yeah.
They had a week to plan for it, the Magpies, and based on the tapes and everything else they would have seen last week, they came prepared. Still took them 15 minutes, as we said earlier, to shake things off, but after that, they've dominated. This is Davis at centre half back. 16-14, plays 3-9. 4.5 minutes to go in this one. Davis goes back to Cloak.
And a sensational crowd in tonight, 46,089 at Colonial Stadium.
Says something about the drawing power of the Magpies. Davis chips it outside the defensive 50. Buckley on report tonight for striking. A remarkable sequence of Brownlow favourites fronting the tribunal, and so far it's not good news out of there. This is Prestigiacomo.
Crowd byplay for Bucks then. Seems pretty relaxed about it all, I think. Having had a look at it again, Dermy, he's going to be able to mount a pretty strong case. Oh, no surprise what you'll say.
He'll have the best in his corner.
You still think McLeod should have got off?
Well, he should have.
Perry Mason will be making an appearance on Monday night, I can tell you.
Tiffany will.
Hard drop there by Noble. And the Collingwood players really put the pressure on. Good play there. Beethan out the back, though, to Black. Black on the left foot, kicks it forward. Up goes McKee, got one in the side, and we get the free kick.
Pay the free kick, did he?
Yeah, got one high. And big Steve McKee, who has been a tower of strength for Collingwood the last 2 weeks across half-back. Releasing Rocker and also Fraser into the ruck. Handball to Burns, who crashes through. Burns back to Buckley. Buckley back to Burns. Burns holds the ball, looks for somebody, goes back to Johnson. Out wide, Steinfurt's the man. Also lurking with intent is Lockyer. Tarkin Lockyer looks up. Not much happening. Burns has run into space now. Collingwood by 83 points. McKee.
That's what he's looking at.
And O'Brien runs to space. Takes off. Now he'll break open some defenders.
Where's the ground?
The Sahara.
Duffed his kick back to Didak, who miscues on the kick to the pocket, and Freeborn's marked that.
I reckon he's taken a sneaky little double grab there, which the umpire won't pick up. The second one over the boundary, he's got to go with the mark. I reckon that angle showed a little double grab on it.
That's why the talk can be dangerous. Like it is off the side, but if you're forwards, because they're the reactive ones, they react quickest first.
Now this is good play. And the man on the mark there for the Saints, that's good play. It cuts down and it nullifies his ability. Now he's stepped off it now. He's going to bring him back in and line him up again.
Biggest crowd of the season at Colonial here tonight, the 46,089. Glenn
I'm not
Freeborn.
going to let you creep around the boundary line. You have to stay over here. You've got plenty of room.
Yeah, you heard it from the umpire. He's diligent to the death.
He's claiming he shortened his run-up, Glenn Freeborn said. He thinks he was a macro.
In he comes. I tell you, you're nearly backing from here, Glenn Freeborn. He sneaks around and has mongreled it up to the goal scorer. It's a centering kick, in fact. That's what he'll be telling everyone, and it's punched through for a rush behind. So the margin back out now to 84 points. Collingwood 16-15, 111.
Fair call from you, Doom. That may have been out of bounds.
3-9-27 St Kilda.
And a fair call from the umpire too. Technically, if you want to keep walking back around the boundary line, you could go to the other goals at the other end and then walk in, Gary.
But even when you had a look at it again, he did seem to be a bit cramped for room.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Should have opened the gate.
Marvellous kick from Black to Thompson. Montagna under pressure. Taken high out there, I think Maguire will get the free, but advantage is paid. Thompson's got it now. Kicks down towards half forward then. Prestigiacomo worked around Oliver. Oliver's getting the free kick. Advantage is paid. They're waving play on down in the pocket. Kick comes towards full forward from Schwartz. He's kicked it behind.
Sure, Oliver would like it again.
Yes.
The record safe.
Don't write him off.
From what?
Lowest.
Getting the record. Or just sneaking past it.
Meanwhile, Collingwood battered around on their last line of defence. This is Lockyer. 16-15, 3-10. A minute to go. Lockyer. Licuria. So, St Kilda will finish up with a couple of records that they wouldn't have set out to achieve tonight. Short one, McKee. Strange game, to say the least.
Did St Kilda come, Dennis, in your mind, with any intent of winning this game?
You'd have to say not. Same last week, although the system obviously can draw a game. McKee up towards the wing. Well, it says your team is inferior to the other team. I mean, that's the basic tenet of what you're doing, isn't it? And even, I suppose, Terry Wallace against Brisbane did much the same thing. You're trying to contain the damage. There's Holland kicking it down towards half forward. Callahan still eyes only for the footy. There's a whistle, and somewhere in amongst all of that, Freeborn will get a free. Last 8 seconds of the game. Freeborn sets it up, doesn't get there in time. There's the siren. Collingwood have won their 4th match. A difficult week for them, in as much as they knew what was going to happen. They've come here and contended with it very nicely in the end, and have won big time, 16-15 to 3-10. Nick Davis put in 4 goals. Anthony Rocker, always a thorn in the side of the Saints, deep in Collingwood's attacking zone, got 3. The remainder all singles, and all singles, all 3 of them for the Saints. 16-15, 3-10. And Collingwood, as I mentioned, after a sluggish start, are really gaining momentum.
Well, it was an important win for Collingwood tonight, boys. Having had a victory over Essendon last week on Anzac Day, to come out against a team that, if Collingwood are going to be a legitimate finals chance this year, they had to win and win well against. And they led by 21 points at quarter time, 54 at half, 58 at 3/4, and 73 points. So the Magpies going right on with every quarter Tonight's score by St Kilda, 3-10-28, the lowest score in the history of Colonial Stadium, some 102 games of football, and the lowest score of season 2002. Let's go down to Tony Jones. He's with Nick Davis, who kicked 4 goals tonight.
He certainly did. Eddie, Nick, can you try and be on that side of the ground next time so we don't have to sprint, but an absolutely amazing effort for you.
Yeah, it was. We knew what sort of game they were going to play. We trained for it all week and it come off tonight with a good win.
And 4 goals personally?
Yeah, no, it's good to get back into a bit of form after the stuff that was going on, but we're looking forward now and 3 in a row, hopefully 4 next week.
Yeah, well, as you say, all that's behind you now, so it's just full steam ahead for you.
Full steam ahead, mate, looking back now.
All right, good on you, mate. We'll go and join your teammates. Good on you. Nick Davis joining us there, Ed.
Good on you, Tony. Actually, Tony, can you just run up and speak to Nathan Buckley, 65 metres ahead?
No, take it easy, Tony.
Yeah, let's get a shot of Tony. We haven't seen. Look at that. The Gallatin gasometer.
He's giving you the stare.
Give you the bird.
That's all right. I'll tell you what, Tony's looking quite svelte compared to, I must admit, I better
Don't
get
square
out
up
and
now.
go for a run tomorrow.
Go hard, Ed, or go home.
I think he looks all right.
You got
won't
him
miss
covered.
me. Tony will fix me up on National 9 News during the week, I can tell you. Yeah, all right. He's heading towards me.
Get that
we'll
shovel
take a
in
break.
and dig us out of
I'm
here.
heading out of town right now. All right, we'll take a break. Friday night football. The Army is happy. Joffa's got the gold coat and the wig on. The Maggies are pretty happy singing the song. They've won by 73 points. Collingwood 16, 15, 111 to 3-10, 28.